There we go. Now we're live. Hopefully you can hear me. Hopefully you can see me. I really hope you can. If you can't, I'm just talking to myself right now. Something's gone horribly wrong. We're really early, so we're just waiting for a few people to turn up, and then we'll get going. So we're like 5 minutes early. So talk amongst yourselves. We'll be we'll be available soon. I'm gonna get the kid, and we can see exactly. Make sure everything's working okay. How's your Easter going? Mine's going good. Mine's going really good. Let me see. Let me just. Okay, we're going to go dark for a second. I'll be with you very shortly. I'm just sorting out the tech issues I've got at the moment. Bear with me. Hopefully you can hear me, but I can't see anything that's actually being broadcast at the moment. So sorry about that. This is all acting a little bit weird at the moment, but I think we're now sorted, so we're good. We're good to go. Right, we'll wait for a few more to turn up and then we're going to get going. But before we do that, as there's an Easter drink, you can have your Easter drink and you're going to need a rabbit. So if you've got a chocolate rabbit, get your chocolate rabbit. I'm going to show you exactly how this is going to work. Nice and simple. So we're going to unwrap our chocolate rabbit. Throw something in the comments if you can see me, because my feedback's messing up. Anyone? I'm going to assume we're still going. I've got it. Right, okay. Yes, we can. Thank you, Sheldon. Nice one. Right, okay. So here's your chocolate rabbit. This is what you're going to need. You're going to need your chocolate rabbit, you're going to need your Baileys, and you're going to need some squirty cream. This is real simple. We're all going to drink one of these. If you've got the stuff, trust me, once you've done this, it's a revelation. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to bite his ears off, right? You can use a knife if you fancy. I'm not. Earless rabbit. There we go. Then I'm going to take our Baileys, crack this one open, and what we'll do, make sure you've got no holes in the bottom of your rabbit. We are literally going to fill the rabbit with Baileys. About halfway. So he's nice and filled with Baileys right now. Hello from Alberta, Canada. Hello to you, sir. Maui. Wow. I wish I was there. Now we take our squirty cream, and we are literally going to top up the rest. And then we're going to take a straw. And we're going to say cheers, everyone. Happy Easter. Oh, so good. So if you've got the ingredients, make yourself a boozy bunny for Easter. They're fantastic, trust me. I've only got like 3 bunnies, so I'm not going to get drunk. But, you know, we can give it a shot, can't we? Right, so what we will be building is the Rokr Electric guitar, which is this one here. So if you've gone out and got your Rokr kits, we'll be ready to go. Now, I've never built this, so I don't know what to expect. This could be something that could be over in an hour, or this could be something that's 6 hours from now we've been up on we can chew. I don't know, but we'll find out. But I do know that this one's got thread in it, so we are going to put wires on this guitar, which is going to be interesting. What I'll do is I'll wait for everyone to sort of get in. We'll let a few more, because I don't want to start missing one out. We'll give it till 10 past. 10 past 6, we'll start the build proper. So we'll give it another 7 minutes, just let people check in. Are you enjoying Easter? I hope you're all enjoying Easter. I've been enjoying the hell out of it. The bank holiday's been really nice. The weather sucked in the UK, so if you're watching from overseas at the moment, weather in England has been terrible. It's been nice today, but my God, it's been awful. Had a very long, wet day at a theme park on Wednesday. That was eventful. Now I'm drinking a boozy chocolate rabbit with all of you. What happened, Ken? You got no use in your right hand? What happened? Hey, Alan, happy Easter to you. Hey, Penny, thank you for joining. Hey, Mark, how are you? Just waiting for a few more to turn up, and then we'll get going. 10 past, we're going to start the build. This has gone down way too easy. Like, way too easy. I fell down 14 stairs. Oh, wow. That sucks. Do you know what? Something really funny happened to me last year. I've had this noise in I had this noise in my shoulder for about 4 years, right? And my shoulder was like a pepper grinder. It was vile. And I tried to get it sorted, and there was just so much messing around, and you had to wait like 6 weeks for this and then 12 weeks for that. And I just thought, so I just didn't bother. I did the man thing and just ignored it and thought it'll go away. Didn't. It just got worse. And then last year I got really ill with COVID. It was in the old house. And it was the year before. And I had like a coffin fit on the stairs, and I couldn't get my breath. And blacked out, fell backwards down the stairs and landed. I didn't hit any of the stairs. I just dropped from about 6 foot straight down onto the hard floor. It really hurt. It knocked the wind at me, but swear to God, knocked my shoulder into place, and then the noise is gone. I'm like, that's really weird. So, you know, every cloud's got a silver lining. I should have charged people. I said, yeah, just come on, Max. I'm an amateur chiropractor. And just pushed them down the stairs. It worked for me. I got a couple more Baileys in my buddy, I think. I tell you what, it's bad when we haven't started the build yet, and I've already drank a bunny full of Baileys. It's it's quite bad, but we'll be all right. I promise you. We'll make it through. For those of you that weren't at the New Year's Eve live stream, something you'll need to learn early doors. I never do this on the recorded videos, but I am a vapor, so you will see me vaping. That's it's the way it is. It's yeah, clever edited. Shows when something's really stressful on one of the videos, you don't see me take a break for 15 minutes and vape and then go storm around the house. Hey Dave, how are you? How's your Easter going? A few more minutes and we'll get going. Again, as I said with this one, I have no idea what to expect, but it's going to be interesting. I've got a feeling we're going to need a bloody needle and thread, well, a needle at least. But we'll we'll see. I probably should have done what we've done before, but these can be deceptive. This is the thing with Rokr builds, right? So with a Rokr build, there's an assumption the smaller the build, the easier it is. Completely wrong. I've built massive Rokr models that were easy. They were really simple. And I've built really small ones that had me pulling my hair out. I built a vintage car and I was losing my mind because the parts were so small. It was it was bad. And the one I've just built actually went together a dream. And it's big. But this is the one I've just built. You would have seen this on the channel if you've seen the video for it. But this is the Stagecoach. It's gorgeous. It's really nice. It goes together really nicely. There were a few nuisance bits on it. But again, I'll show you what I do with mine when we're doing this. There's a very simple kind of pressure and wiggle technique when you're doing these wooden builds. If you try and force something in, you're going to snap it. But if that does happen, if whilst you're doing this, you do snap a piece, don't freak out. It's fine. Typically, they give you spares. And even if you haven't got a spare, wood glue is your friend, right? So everything will glue. It'll all be all right, But yeah, Sheldon got yours today. Oh, fantastic. That's good. Just in time then. Excellent. I just got to drink too much while building models. You'll get the giggles. Yeah, I do. Cut yourself, get the vision and drop what you're building up Easter, you and your family. Quite Kev, I probably will. I'm not gonna. I promise you, I will stay sober on this one. It's a bit early for me already, but I have, as I said, I've just drank an entire chocolate rabbit filled with Baileys. It's gone. It's empty. People, I've drank mine. I feel ashamed. That was way too easy. Way too easy. But. The fun of life, right? The fun of life. We'll get going in just a minute. We'll just wait for the last few to turn up, and then we'll crack on. I hope this is a fun build, and I hope this isn't one where we all just remember it as, God, remember that bloody disaster build we did live. But if it is, it is. It's fine. Hey, Cabbage Face, thank you for joining. You love the channel. Thank you very much. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to set up, we're going to go. I do rock a single camera, so I'm going to, you're going to go dark, you'll still hear me, you won't see me. We're going to flip the cameras around, set up so we can see exactly what we're doing on the desk, and we're going to get this build going. So I take your cellophane off if you haven't yet, because we're going to have a quick look at the instructions, see what we're doing, have a look at our boards and whatnot, and then we're going to go. We are not going to go at breakneck pace, so don't panic about that. We're going to go nice and easy, nice and chill. We'll do it by stages and we'll see where we are. After each stage, we'll have a bit of a stop, bit of a catch up, bit of a vape, bit of a toilet break. We'll drink another bunny full of Baileys, and then we'll move on to the next one. So it gives everyone time to catch up to where we were. So you're going to go dark screen, and then I'll be back in just a second. So hopefully you can still hear me. We're just getting to the setup here. There we go. Okay, so here is what we're working with. So this is what we are building, and this is the Rokr Electric guitar. Now I have noticed it wasn't intentional. For some reason, the amp and a few other bits and pieces appear to have a pentagram on them. So the devil. Easter. Sorry, that was not intentional. It really wasn't. Oh dear. Right, let's get this one open and have a look what we're dealing with. So everything you need to build this is in this. You don't need glue or anything like that. I mean, if we have bits that are a bit of a nuisance, we want to glue them on, we can. But we'll see how this goes. Let's just get these out. Right. So first things first. What are our bits here? So I can see here we've got what will be our electric guitar strings. These are wire, which gives me a lot of confidence because that'll be a lot easier to work with than string. And then we've got this here, which I believe is this black here. I believe that's the amp cord, so that's what plugs the electric guitar. We've got our sandpaper. Now, I'm not going to sand the hell out of mine, which does bother the hell out of me, but because we're live, I just want to get this done. So if you want to sand yours, you go ahead. I sand mine a little bit. I just buff off any rare bits, but when I'm normally building one as standard, I do really sand them. Now there are no moving parts on this one, so there's no reason to wax gears or anything like that, which is pretty nice. But we're good to go. Nigel Modeling Bench, hello sir, how are you? I hope you're having a great Easter. Terry, hey, how are you, Terry? You got your nano gauntlet? Wow, I didn't. Yeah, I didn't. I'm just still having angry phone calls with, angry communication with those who won't be mentioned. Right, let's have a look what we're dealing with. So we need D, that's what we're starting with. So all of our boards are here, so we can separate our boards out, and we're going to be starting with the board D, which is this charcoal grey. And we need D6, D10, and D5. So let's locate those on the board and let's pop those out. Okay, so there's D5. We can pop that one out straight away. There we go, D5. D10, so we need one of these. Now you can see there's a little plus symbol next to D10 there. It's pretty much telling you've got a spare. So don't freak out if you break one of these because you've got a spare one, which is good. I mean, they come with a lot of spares these days as well. They never used to. The stagecoach that I built came with that many spares. You could have practically built a second stagecoach. There was that. I'm not even kidding. There was that many. It was ridiculous. Then a D6, which is this little one here. Okay, so what we're going to do is taking our three pieces. We're going to start by putting the D6 to the D10, like so. There we go. Makes us nice and flush. Just a squeeze. Don't pressure it. Just once it locks, it locks. There you go. So that's how that's now looking. And then we're going to take our D5, which is this piece here. What does that say? Electric guitar. Okay. Of course it does. That's what we're building. Right. And this is going to pop into these holes here. Now, again, if yours is like mine, I can already feel that this is kind of a good example of a squeeze and push. So apply pressure, squeeze and wiggle, and it will go in. There you go, like that. If you push down, you run the risk of it's not lined up to the hole properly and snapping it. You don't want to do that. So there we got that little sign there, and that is as simple as that. That is stage one done. They are not all going to be that simple, trust me. But that's stage one done. So that's a nice, easy one to get us out the gate. Right. So stage two, we are sticking with the D board. We need D3 and two D4s. So let's locate those. So this is the thing that's going A. So this is this one here. Now they are very similar. Again, if you want to use a craft knife to remove these from your board, you do it. I've been building these so long that I kind of, it's weird. It's like muscle memory. I know the kind of pressure and where to push to get these out without really causing any sort of damage. But if you want to use a craft knife to remove these, be my guest. But typically what I pop them out. But as I said with the sanding, you can see on this one here, those little marks there. So we're going to take those off. we go. So there is our D3. Now we need two D2s. That would suggest to me those are those. So we've got these here. Again, I can see there's a plus mark on the board, which would suggest to me that there are spares. So we should be okay. So it's one D2. And there is D2 number 2. Again, this part looks quite simple. We are going into the frame here. So what we're going to do is there are decorative elements on this one. So if I show you, this is the blank side. You can see there's nothing on there. If you turn this one over, you can see this is the pattern side. So you can see they've got these two little rivets on there. Now, if you look at your instructions, you'll see there's a little picture of what looks like a flower. Wherever you see that, that is telling you which way the printed side needs to go. So it's telling us the printed side needs to face outwards when these go in. It's very easy to miss those when you sort of get into these, but once you sort of pick up on them, you pick up on them. So that's going to go in. Okay, these are really loose. So those are going to go in there for now. They're never going to stay in there. This is just a prep stage because D4 is going to hold these in. So we'll put those in and we'll lean it against it. There we go. D4, which is another one of these A-looking frames, is going to hold all of this together. So let's get D4 off the board. Now D4 is blank on both sides. You don't need to worry about a coloured side and a blank side. So that's good. So this is, this is the guitar stand. That's what we're building at the moment. And then we're going to build a little stage that it's going to go on as well. So we're not actually getting into the guitar yet. I believe after this we go on to the amp. So it's a few little builds before we get to the the guitar itself. Now let's line these up and do it this way. So we'll line these up, line these holes up, and then these are going to slot straight through. Straight through there. And straight through there. I really don't like the fit of that. Really don't. That's terrible. That's not good. That's not good. I'm not happy with that. You'd think that'd be a lot more secure, and it isn't. Huh. Yeah, I'm not happy about that at all. That feels really loose. Does it want 4D2? It does want 4D2. See, that's me drinking a bloody rabbit, right? Well done. Apollo 12. Thank you. Yeah, yeah, okay, that's well spotted, sir. Well spotted, because I was about to go, are you kidding with this? It does want 4D2s, right? Which makes a lot more bloody sense, doesn't it? Right. Off to a flyer, Scott. See, this is me. I'm Scott, the pro. Let's pop out the other two. Bloody hell. All right. It does want. I'm so glad you spotted that. That's a gold star to you, sir. Okay. Let's try that again. Yeah, it just because I can't just rest in there like that. That's never right. Let's get these ones in. They really do, and my eyes are ancient, mate. My eyes are failing rapidly. So yeah, that really did help, because I would have been like, that's no good, and cursing, and yeah. Perfect. There we go. That's more like it. Right. Okay. Now we're going to attach the back piece. Bloody hell. I'm blaming it on the bunny full of Baileys. That's what I'm blaming. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Right. So that's that one. That's that piece done. We now need D8, 2 D8s, 2 D9s. That's what we need. Right. So D9. Pop one of those out. That's the D9 there. A D9 there. A D8 here. Hey, Sean, how are you? Thanks for joining. And there's our other D8. Okay, so what we're going to do is I'm just going to sand these off a little bit. As you will see, these are printed. So your D8 and your D9 will come together, so you'll have the print effect on both sides. So we're taking our other one there. There we go. You'll have that going on. So on both sides, it lines up, and you have the printed effect on both sides. Sum that one off. We like one like that. And we are going to insert this into this section here. So lining this one up. Yeah, right. That seems incredibly bloody snug. Really? Okay, that's where it's in. It goes. Okay. Let's not to that. That's not right. I'll look at that in a second. There we go. Just like that. What's this sense? Goes over here. Goes on an angle. Right. That makes sense. Aha. Okay, so that piece protrudes through, and that slots through there. Ah, gotcha. All right. There we go. Yeah. This is weird. So that piece slots through into the right. It's got to go on an angle. There we go. You just got to really push that down. I did get an email about. There we go. All right, let's push that one in, like so. And we do the same thing with this one here. Push this one right in. Push it a wiggle, push it a wiggle, push it a wiggle. Pressure fit it. And then we will be in, I hope. There we go. So we have a frame. Okay, so that is that frame piece complete for now. We are going to move on to the stage base. So we'll do the stage base, then we'll have a bit of a chat, a bit of a catch up with everybody. So we need D1. That's going to be the very large stage base. So that would be this piece here. So that's that piece there. And then we need lots of Cs. So these all have to go in order. So let's find our C board, which I would imagine is this one. It is. And we are going to go, I'll put it this way round. We're going to follow the path round. So we're going to start with C3, which will cover the back part there. So C3, let's find you on the board. C3, 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 there it is. So if you're looking for it on the board, it's at the top right-hand corner. Okay, so here's the first one. This is my first Easter, believe it or not, without the Easter bunny. Both of the children are too old for the Easter bunny now. So this is the first one where the Easter bunny doesn't have to rush around the house very late at night hiding Easter eggs. The Easter Bunny just gets to have a relaxing evening. Scott, just letting you know your live stream keeps freezing. Does it really? I'm sorry about that. Hopefully that will sort itself out. Sorry about that. If it's freezing, there's not much I can do to really change it. I've got the internet is what it is, unfortunately. Hey, Lutonian, how are you? Yeah, clock's going forwards tonight. It's one of those weird things where it's what do? We gain an hour in bed, we lose an hour in bed, we lose an hour in bed. Not really. I'm just going to sleep in later. Hey, it's Easter Sunday. I'm sleeping in later. Okay, so C3, and now we need 2 C4s. So we'll get those off the board. So those are both together. These feel very delicate, so be careful when you're pushing these in, because these, again, use the pressure and wiggle technique. If you push down on these, they could snap quite easy. So we'll pressure and wiggle, pressure and wiggle, pressure and wiggle. There we go. Same here as well. Pressure and wiggle. There we go. Yeah, pressure and wiggle, which, despite its name, is not a disco duo from the 1970s. It's my Rokr technique. All right, C6 is what we need next. So again, these look very similar, but 2 of these, again, go easy with them. These feel flimsy. These feel, if anything's going to go, these are going to go. How's the stream for everybody else? Is it freezing for everyone? Because there's not much I can do about it. If it is, I can try and boost things. I'm good, cheers, mate. How is Easter treating you? Yeah, no, Easter's going really well, man. I've been really enjoying. I've said this before. I think I've mentioned on the channel. I always view Easter as sort of like adult Christmas, right? Because the amount of money you got to spend is minimal, right? The amount of effort you got to put into it, minimal. You know what I mean? It's like just get some chocolate, but we get all the good stuff. So it's like a food festival, man. We get a couple of days off work. We get to sleep in. We get to eat what we want. It's adult Christmas, man. Get on it. C10. Now that is the bottom left-hand side of the board. Only first one's all good. Now that's good, right? Okay. Okay, so we're gonna pop this one in here. So this is raising our stage. There we go. So that's that one. And then this one here. Yeah, I got a nano gate. I've had the funniest conversation with I'll say it, Fan Home regarding that. And it's, yeah, I do this way. The likelihood of Fan Home ever sponsoring me to do anything pretty slim at this stage. I couldn't care less, because it's like I've said, look, if you stand for nothing, you'll fall for anything. And when I'm telling people that are watching the channel, hey, this is good and you can trust them, and then you can, it's not, that doesn't sit well with me. It just doesn't. So this is the piece we're putting next, and it is very, it's very it's what it is. I suppose it's a bit of an electric guitar cliche. So we're going to pop this one over. Now again with this one, find your sweet spot and just move around. So we're going to attach this to the C's that we've just put on through the pins. Oh, there we go. There's that one. Once you get a couple in, the rest just go quite easy. But it's finding the kind of sweet spot and get them all to go. There we go. That one's in. That one's in. So you can paint these guitars. That's the other thing I was going to say to you. I mean, if you want to paint your Rokr kits, you can. I don't. I like the Rawwood aesthetic. I like the way they look, which is why I don't paint them. I've always liked the. I've always just liked this look. I think it looks great. I'd like a wooden model to look like a wooden model. I mean, I'm not trying to go for, scale accurate or anything like that. It's a wooden model. I like the kind of quaintness of a wooden version of something. I think it looks lovely. But that's our stage. So this is where our guitar and our amp are going to sit, and it's looking nice. What are we doing in stage 4? Let's have a look. So stage 4, we're going to start building the amp. Now this is where it gets interesting, because this is bendy pieces. So before we get to that, we'll have a bit of a pause, we'll have a bit of a chat and a bit of a catch up, and we'll see how we're going. So your screen's will go dark, but I'm still here. There we go. So I'm back now. Hey. Yeah, it's I do need to get second camera set up. I mean, it's appliance of caveman that I'm using. Sorry about that. But it's yeah, it's what it is. But it works for me. Right, there we go. So how are we all doing? How are we doing? We doing good? So at this point, you should have your little stand built, which is just there, and you should have your little stage built as well, which is just there. We are going to move on to the amplifier shortly. We're going to have a quick 5-minute break, and then we'll let everyone catch up and be where they are. And yeah, we'll go on. Wicker Man. Even Scott, wishing you, your family, and everyone a very happy and peaceful Easter. Thank you very much. I wish you one too. It's been lovely. It's been lovely. I mean, I am a creature of comfort, man. So I do like a lazy weekend, and this has been lovely. I've been off all week as well, so it's been really nice having the week off with the kids. It's been great. We've done a lot. I'm tired. It's not been a relaxing holiday by any means, so I'm definitely tired now. I fell asleep during Ghostbusters. It's not good, but we went to see Ghostbusters Frozen Empire. I mentioned on the catch up on Monday, and I wasn't loving it, and I dropped off twice. Not for long. I was out for about 30 seconds, but I was definitely falling asleep in there, which is not good. That was the start of the holiday as well. We're off to a bad start. But yeah, it's been nice, man, and I get taken away from the kids a lot with work. So it's nice to actually spend some time with them, and it just be about us for a few days. It's been lovely, but it's good. I'm actually going to WWE. I'm taking Jack to see the WWE in 2 weeks' time, so that's gonna be fun as well. That's like a little adventure we're going on. So we're going on the train because again, just a little bit more of an adventure. I'm topping up the bunny, people. I'm topping up the bunny. I'm going in. So it should be nice, man. It should be really nice, and Jack's like really excited to see it. I went years ago when I was like a kid. I went to see WWE, and the glitz and the glamour of it is huge compared to what Jack's doing. I mean, what Jack does is got very good production values when they do the live shows, but WWE's like next level, isn't it? It's this $1 million juggernaut, and it's Cheers, everyone. Gonna eat the bunny, drink the bunny. Oh, yeah, nice. But yeah, I strongly recommend you eat a Baylor's bunny. How's everyone's builds going? Good, I hope. Cheers, Thomas. There's something else I love doing at Easter. Something I don't know if I've ever shared this channel before or not, but if I haven't, I will now. And this might weird some of you out. I owned a cake business for like the longest time, years in fact. I owned a cake business. I used to make cakes. I used to make wedding cakes and birthday cakes and all kinds of things. And when the pandemic happened, literally my order book went from full to empty overnight. It's gone. And it was it was rough, but I didn't miss it, which pretty much told me it was time to hang up the whisk. So I just didn't miss it at all. I didn't miss the kind of, there's a lot of pressure. If you're making someone's wedding cake, there's a lot of pressure behind it. But I didn't miss it. I didn't miss it at all. So I just jacked it in. I thought, you know what, I've still got a couple of customers I still do things for, but typically no. So now I only really bake for me and the family. And one of the things I love, there are two things I do the same thing every year, is I love bread and butter pudding. I think it's amazing. So I do a hot cross bun bread and butter pudding, and it's superb. It's so good. And if you want to make it more adult, if you have kids in the family, you can add rum to it. It's really nice. I do it at Christmas as well. I do it at Panettone. So we do Panettone bread and butter pudding at Christmas. And it's insanely good. But hot cross bun bread and butter pudding is just beautiful. The cinnamon and everything just really pops. So I'm definitely doing that tomorrow. We're going for roast lamb as well. We're having a leg of lamb, and it's going to be beautiful. That's what I mean. This is adult Christmas, man. It's a food fest. I just opened a bottle and building the Titanic with you. Great. Thank you, Thomas. Yeah, the Titanic is going to be. I'm going to miss that. I'm really going to miss that. Titanic is going to be finished in October, and I'm really going to miss it when it's gone. I'm going to be quite upset when Titanic's gone. It leaves a hole, and this is a strange thing that kind of part workers get. Is that kind of like part work lament, where it becomes part of your life. You're doing it for so long. You're doing it for 2 years, 3 years, sometimes 4 years, and then all of a sudden it's done. That's it. And it's weird because you've been part of a community in a lot of cases where you've been speaking to people, and then they might not do the next model you're doing, and you part ways. And it's sad, really, but it's strange. You're left with the model, and you kind of look at it and think you're happy with it, but the memories that you get from building it. I mean, again, I've met so many great people through the Titanic build that it's been fantastic. And this is why when you get the naysayers when it comes to how much these models cost, I'm like, but you don't understand what it's worth. And it's like, if you haven't done one, you don't get it. You'll never get it. You'll never understand it. If all you're looking at is that's the finished price, you've missed the point, because it's the experience that we pay for. It's 2 years, 3 years in some cases of being part of something with everybody else. We're all doing something at the same time. It's a collective experience, kind of like what we're doing now. It's a collective experience. And yeah, that's always been my thing. So the naysayers, you get one cheaper. Well, go get it cheaper then, man. That's what you want to do, go get it cheaper. But no, I will miss Titanic. And October, I believe, it's literally Halloween is when it should finish. But yeah, but even when it's done, it won't be done. It'll be. I think Titanic's gonna be something that's gonna get tweaked and tweaked and tweaked forever, because there's always gonna be something you can modify. And I'll just do that, and I just do that. It's about finding the day you go, I'm done, and you walk away from it. And the Doll's House is another one as well. So the Disney Doll's House finishes in May, kind of. So the Doll's House I've been building is literally done. I mean, it's got 6 parts left, and then once it's finished, it's over. And I think a lot of, particularly the Doll's House build, a lot of people I've spoken to that message the regular viewers are first timers to this hobby, and I've got to try and prepare them for the somber feeling that's going to come. It's bizarre. It's almost like, it's really weird to say it, but I know part workers that are watching will know what I'm saying. It's like mourning. You've lost something. It's gone from your life. It's really weird, but it is what it feels like. Oh, you didn't get yours in time, Alan. Oh man, that sucks. You'll do the extension when it comes. Yeah, I'm going to do the extension as well on the Doll's House. So if they extend the Doll's House, I am doing it. And I won't stop. I've got a very completist thing where it's like, I'm a sucker for a collection. And it'll be one of those things where it's like almost like a vendetta now. It's like, you can't, I'll outlast you. I've got to keep going. If they say, and now we're doing a 4th of July extension, I'll bring it on. And it's like, I'm not backing down. I'm just going to keep going till it's done. Yeah, that's the thing. It's like the end of nothing. That's exactly what it is, Ken. It's like, it's just done. You look at it and go, okay, well, that's it now then. That's when you look forward to the parts turning up and you're thinking, oh, this is going to look good. I can't wait to see that finished. Then it's just done. It's over. And they all go out with a whimper. None of these part works go out with a bang. I think the only one that goes out with a bang was R2-D2. I think when you finally get to turn R2-D2 on, it's doing all this thing. Whereas the Disney Doll's House, the last thing you do is lay 2 tiles on it. That's it. It's like there's 2 of those cardboard tiles. You glue those on. It's just finished. That's it. There's no kind of like big whoa. Now it all comes together. You just go pop, pop, and it's done. It's really strange, but yeah, it's an odd one. And I've had it with lots of things. It's part of the reason why I haven't finished Ecto 1, because I've just been a complete wuss about it, because it's then just finished. Yeah, no, I need to get over that and just get it done. It won't be until Monday. Oh, Alan, that sucks. That sucks. I would have delayed. If I'd have known, I would have tried and delayed, mate. That's not good. We will switch back to the build now. Now, in this next part, we are going to be using flexi wood. So if none of you ever built one of these before and you haven't used the flexi wood that comes in Rokr, be so careful with this stuff, because this will break real easy. So just honestly, just really take your time with the flexi wood pieces, because when they go, they ain't coming back. So I'll switch back over to build cam. You're gonna go dark for a little bit. You'll only be fumbling about, but we'll switch back over, and I'll be with you just a second. There we go. Right, so we're back. Right, so we are going to start building the amplifier now. As I said, we use FlexiWood, but if you take your time with it, FlexiWoods can be quite forgiving. If you try and hammer it, it's going to bite you and you're going to lose. So we're going to go to B, which I assume is this one here. I'd be right. It's quite thick. That's quite good. So this is quite a thick FlexiWood. And we're using B1, which is this one here. Now, again, if you haven't done lots of these, use your craft knife to get this out. Because if you push down too much on these, you'll snap one. If you do snap it, it's not the end of the world, right? It's not. So don't panic too much. So we're laid out like that. The Rokr Tommy gun and the AK assault rifle. I've got the revolver and the shotgun. I don't have the AK and the Tommy gun. I've got the revolver and the shotgun, and I love the shotgun. The shotgun's fantastic. So that's that one there. Now we need C5 and 2 E3s. So let's find C. So I think we should. That'll be E, I would imagine. Yeah. So E3s, E3s, E3s. There you go. Let's pop that piece out of there because it doesn't need to stay in there. Okay, now we pop out 2 E3s, which are these two here. Get those two out. Separate them. There we go. Now we need C5, which is one of the charcoal boards. Again, this is that flex wood. It's nice and gentle when we get these out of the board. There we go. That's that one out. Right. Off that one off. Hey Corbin, how are you? Did I see things, Corbin, or did you shave your head? Because when I saw it, it reminded me of when I was young. If you go back to really early Building with the Boys videos, you will find me with no hair. You'll find me completely bald. With no beard either. I used to shave my head all the time. I don't anymore. Because career change. So I no longer do. We now need an E11. Right, this is this thing that looks a little bit like a crucifix. So that's that piece there. Pop that out. And E11 is going to go right. So I'll start this way round. So I'll start facing that way. And E11 is going to go in this hole here in the middle. So again, pressure and wiggle. Up, down. And taking that piece that we first built, it's going to slot over there. And then it's going to go into the holes either side. Like so, like so. And hopefully, like so. There we go. So it's basically a handle, is what you built there. It's a little handle that goes on top. So that's that one. So that's the side for now. So stage 5 we're moving on to. We need E2, which is this piece here. So making the front of the amp. We need E3 as well, which is where? Oh, E3 was the little tabs. We need some E3s. We need D7, right? So D7 was what I was looking for. We need E3s, which are those little tabs we just used. So how many of those do we need? 2 of those. So pop those out. We need D7, which is over on the grey-green boards. It's that one there. Pop that one out. Okay. Let's see how this is going to go. So, right, so I'm going to put 2 E3s in either side of this one. Now, again, you'll see on the instructions, there is now a blank side, so it's telling us to go this way round. So the blank side, not the printed side, is facing outwards. I'm going to pop in 2 of the E3s into either of these side holes here. So pressure and wiggle that one down. Snare as well. Pressure and wiggle here. Is that one in? Okay, now with that with buttons at the top, we're going to take our D7 and making sure we have this here. So this way, go that way round. That's how you want this one. And we're going to try to attach this to the back of this by slotting these through there. So that one down. You will go. You don't want it, but you're gonna. There we go. So say now looking. Lovely. Right, now we need C8 and C7. So let's find our C board. Again, that was that grey one. C8 is over there. Again, this piece looks flimsy. There we go. So C8 out of our board and C7, just one of these. Get one of those out. Right. So this is going to touch into these holes here. So what we're going to do is this is on the back. This is on the non-printed side we're doing this. So this is going to fit into no, wrong way around. No, let's put that one round. Like that. Right, let's get that one in. So these will line up, but again, they never line up perfectly. There's always got to be a little persuasion to get a lot of these in. But once they go, they go. Once they kind of find their sweet spot, all of a sudden you feel the whole thing drop, and you know you're where you need to be. There you go, like that. There you go. So something pressured in. And now we use this one here, C7, which same thing. It's going to line up with these 3 holes, like so. Get this one pushed down and in. Come on. There we go. Right, so that's that one in. So there we are there. Yes, got no hair. Oh, I'm good, man. I'm the new Stone Cold. Okay. Hey, handsome Jack Hartthrob might have something to say about that. It's going to be coming for you. Right. Now, this piece looks like a bloody nightmare because what we're going to do is put some of these very tiny little B studs in here. So we're going to put all of the buttons in. Now, this is going to be, I don't reckon this is going to be fun, but I reckon it'll look good when it's done. And that's all that really matters. Yeah, these are small. This might be a tweezer job, I think. My old eyes are already looking at this going, oh, no, Scott, come on, what are you doing to us, man? So we need, let's go for B14 first, because B14 is a printed one. And I want to be able to differentiate between the 2. So B14, barely printed, they say it's printed. Barely. So B14, Christ. Definitely needs sand and fit in these little holes. Let's get that done. Right, so B14 is going to go where it says input. So we've got input written on here, which is just this section here. We're going to pop this in there. hopefully, with a little persuasion, it will find its sweet spot and will go in. Display cases, no. I've been chasing and chasing and chasing, but I know because they're in the same industry as me, so I know with the end of financial year, it's not it's all hands on deck on the main business. But I will chase him up. I will see him on Tuesday actually, so we'll find out exactly what's happening with it because they are beautiful cases, man. They're so nice, and it's like you want to see the one that's being worked on for the Infinity Gauntlet. Jesus, it's a tube. So as opposed to the other ones that are all kind of square cases, the Infinity Gauntlet's almost like a tube that slots over the display base. So there'll be two. There'll be one that you can have over the kind of standard base, and one that you can have over the premium base. Oh yeah, that's for input in there. Yes, so it's like a tube, but it also lights up, which is remarkable. Really nice. So now we need to put 4 B11s in. Right, so let's pop these out of the board. 1, 2, 3, 4. I would imagine we're going to use more of these later on for the guitar as well. But it is what it is. I mean, these, as I said, this is a bit of a pain in the rear, but they look good. And ultimately, as modelers, that's what we really care about, doesn't it? If the work is the work, but if they look good at the end of it, that's what I care about. I want to make sure mine go all the way up to 11. If you understand that joke, we can still be friends. It's from Spinal Tap. I love it. If you've never seen Spinal Tap, sort that out. Spinal Tap is so good. Come on, you. Yeah, this is lining it up, man, with my massive, just meat shovel hands. There we go. In. Right, that's one. It's always the way. So novices will look at models that we build and they look at the big hefty pieces and think that it took us ages. Whereas modelers will look at it and go, oh, and you'll see the little buttons or something. Go, God, that couldn't have been fun. Or there's this tiny little window somewhere. You go, oh God, how long did that take to do? Yeah, that's the difference between the novice and the seasoned pro. We know exactly when we look at something. Go, God, I bet that was fiddly. But yeah, the hefty stuff's always easy, always. Like the frame of something is bloody simple. But you look at that, the one that always gets me, I always look at is on scale model cars. I always look at the seatbelt. Seatbelt's never fun, man. I always look at the seatbelt and go, oh, Jesus, that must have been evil. Fortunately, there are no seatbelts in Ecto 1, which was the last scale model car I built. And I don't reckon there'll be any of the Tundra. There might be, but I don't think so. And then you've no idea how happy I was when the Lancaster Bomber seatbelt was already attached to the chair. Because I thought, oh no, that's going to be a bloody, at this scale, that's going to be evil. Threading a little buckle through a belt, and yeah, it just wasn't there. Oh, setting door on the overdrive. Maximum. I saw a tribute band once called Kathleen Turner Overdrive. Cracked me up. Yeah, Kathleen Turner Overdrive. That was a great name. Oh man, these buttons are killing me. I'm only halfway through the buttons. Bloody hell. Get in. Yep. And then we've got this one here. Yeah, Spinal Tap is so funny. I saw an interview with Tommy Lee from Motley Crue, and they asked him, have you ever had any Spinal Tap moments? And he said, so many. He says, painful to watch. He can't watch Spinal Tap. He says it's too real. He said, it just reminds him how kind of idiotic his job is. Even though he loves it, he's like, he said, we have ridiculous Spinal Tap moments every day. He said, I can't watch it. He tells his story about, if you've ever seen them, they've done all kinds of things. He had a drum kit on a roller coaster once that went around the stage, and he said he had one that was in like a rotating cylinder, and he didn't put his seatbelt on. So when this thing started speeding up and spinning round, it just sort of spat him out onto the side of the stage. Nobody noticed he'd gone. And he said, that's my Spinal Tap moments. He said, yeah, he has them all the time. It's painful to watch, which is just funny. So that's that button where we got those 4 buttons in. Now we need the power button, And power button is, let's have a look, B13. So let's get B13 out. I'm assuming there's differences between these buttons. I don't know what they are, but I'm assuming there are differences. I will give it a go. If you're willing to teach, Nigel, I'm willing to learn. So if you're over in the Lancaster seatbelt, yep, I'm definitely in. As long as it doesn't involve me screaming obscenities at the top of my lungs whilst trying to do it, I'm all over it, Nigel. All over it. You are going to play ball, whether you like it or not, because you are just a button, and I'm building with the boys. God damn it! Right, there we go. Yeah. There we go. Nice one, my dad hobbies. Right. There we go. Buttons are in. Thank God. For now. There's going to be more bloody buttons. I know there are. Right. We're going to flip this one over, and we need E1, and we need an E4 to hold it in. So let's get E1. We'll put on this board here. That's this one right here. So we'll pop that one out. So that's E1. And this is going to go over like so. So you can see which way around that's going to flip in. So it's slightly of those two pieces we just done. And then we're going to use E4 to sort of pin this one in. Let's get E4. It's going to, piece already popped out, isn't it? Yes, it is. Yeah, the Stagecoach had 4 lamps on it. And they were a nightmare. Honestly, they just, everything else was really well designed on it. And I still stick to that. I still think it's a beautiful design. But the way the lamps go together just it's not good. It really isn't. They were very, very flimsy. That is weird, Nigel. That's really weird. Right, we are now attaching the power cable. So we're going to take our power cable here, and we're going to thread it through this hole here. That's the input. So all the way through, like so. And then what we're going to do is we're going to pin this in place with an E4. So, quite simply, let's bend it down, fold it up. Let's get this in position. Don't want any protruding out of the top. You just lost me there, didn't you? Which means it does obey a little bit better than it would if it's just a rubber tube. So that's that one bent into place. We're going to hold this in place with an E4. The same one we just used. So it's going to support that. It's going to lock this in. So over there like so. Push that one down. Hold that one in. There we go. That's simple. So that's how we're now looking. So that's pinned to the board. So there we go. Ghostbusters Afterlife in 4K. I love Afterlife. It was on BBC One last night, and I completely forgot. I came in I'd been out. I can't remember I'd been. But I came in last night and it was on, and oh man, such a good movie. Absolutely loved Afterlife. I thought it was fantastic. Frozen Empire, not so much. I don't hate Frozen Empire. I mean, I can't stress that enough. I really didn't. I didn't hate Frozen Empire. I wanted it to be so much more than it was. That was my problem with it. Okay, taking this part here, we are now going to the Abyss in 4K. That's going to look gorgeous. Right, we're taking the part we just did, which was from here, making sure our star is this side, and we have the back of this. We're going to go into these 3 holes here. Now, this should line up quite nicely, which it does. There we go. So that's how we're now looking there. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to slot E9 through into this. Really weird that I was going to do it in that order. That's just bloody odd. So let's get E9 off the board. Very strange. I kind of get why they're saying this. But I find that a little unusual, if I'm honest. Be careful when getting your E9 off the board, because again, this feels like a very snap happy piece. I'm going to sand this one down a little bit. I really like the Abyss. I'd only watched it once. I'd watched it when when it first came out when I was a kid. I would have been probably 10 or 11, and didn't really get it. So kind of assumed I didn't like it, which was a bit stupid. Then I was about 30 when I watched it for the second time, and I really enjoyed it. It's a great one. I think it's underrated. I really do. I think it's seriously underrated. Right. So what we're going to do is we are going to take this one here and thread that through. That's going to go over there like so. So when we fold this down, this is going to hold it in place. So fingers crossed. Here we go. So we're going to fold down, and we're going to fit over that one there. Push that one right in, because I'm going to fold this one down too, and that's going to fold in there. There we go. Lovely stuff. Right. Are we going all the way around to the bottom? Yeah. I think. Are we? Yeah. Instructions aren't exactly clear on that part, but it makes sense that we go all the way around. So we're in there. So at the point of most resistance here, if this thing's going to snap, this is where it's going to happen. Hopefully it doesn't. Can't see it snapping. Shouldn't have said that. I just thought of it the moment I said it, so I shouldn't have said that, Scott. Now we're fine. There we go. Lovely. Right. Turn this one around, so we're going to put the back on. And the back is F2. Now, I don't think we've had anything off the F board yet, which is the one that's got the... Oh, no, we have had the main stage off there. Right. So F2, and then this is going to slot in this way around. So this should slot in. Again, because it's flexy, this will move. So this is actually a lot easier to fit in than it might first appear, but the flexi will move and bend and buckle with this. There we go. So that's looking quite nice. That's a nice little amp. I think that looks healthy. I'm really surprised by that. I actually really like that. Let's get that wire out your screen. Right, so that's that part done. And now we want 4 B2s. We're going to put some feet on this. No, we don't. We want 2 B2s, 2 B3s. My ancient eyes. I need one of the kids, really. I need one of the kids to just come and read the instructions and whisper them to me so you don't know they're doing it. So you all think I'm still young and dynamic, as opposed to this ancient beast you see before you. So those are my B2s. Let's get a couple of B3s out. Right, so we got our B3s out as well. Let's attach these 2 feet of this. So which go where and what goes where. So B3, so that's really odd, right? So there's a B3, 1 B3 on the back and 1 B2 on the back. So B3 here. Come on. Go. Awesome wiggle. That one's in. Right, now we're going to put B2 in there. Yeah, B2 on this side. This is what's going to plug it into the stage, I would imagine. Yeah, so the B2s will plug it into the stage and the B3s will just act as visible feet. There we go. So that one. So then a B2 in the opposite corner. So from a spider webbing. That one over there. And then one more single B3 in the opposite corner. You're so monster, Nigel. I don't know. You're as old as you feel, I suppose, and I feel bloody ancient. Have you ever been to a secret cinema event where you watch the film? Do you know what? I haven't, Ken. But I really want to. I've seen them advertised, and I really do want to go to one. But years ago, this is the back in the 90s. Stella Artois did Stella Screen, and I don't know if anybody remembers that, but that was fantastic. And what they do is they show a film in an appropriate setting. So I went to see three of them. I went to see Mary Shelley's Frankenstein, but it was shown. Can't remember the name of the place, but it was in London. It was in a Victorian uh, medical college, but it had been kept as it was. So it was like watching it with all the kind of. It was amazing. And I went to see the Holy Grail. That was in Scotland, and it was just outside of Scotland. It was in a castle. That was fantastic. And I went to see the best one I went to see is I got to see American Werewolf in London in a disused underground station. It was incredible. Watching it down there, and you could hear wolves howling down the corridor. It was so good. But yeah, but Secret Cinema looks amazing. I saw the one they did for Back to the Future. They built Hill Valley, and I was so jealous. I really, really wanted to go. Yeah, it looks absolutely incredible. They did Greece, I think, and I know they've done Guardians of the Galaxy. What are they doing next, Ken? Is there a word on what the next one's going to be? Right. So that's the feet all put in. I think we are done with the amp for now. So the amp is done for now. We are now moving on to the guitar, which means we're going to be threading the guitar soon. So let's have a chat before we start on the guitar. We finished the amp. Let's have a chat. So the screen will go dark. I'll be back in a second. There we go. How's your new QLED? Really weird, Alan. I'll be honest with you. I got a new television. I got a QLED, and it's the first time I've had one. And because, as you'll have heard me ranted on the weekly catch-ups, the kids watching Walking Dead. Walking Dead looks so different. It looks massively different on QLED on 4K. Crazy. It looks wildly different, and it took a while. So it's almost like it's moving at a different speed because it's got a higher frame rate, and you're not getting that kind of blur. It's really weird getting used to watching it, but yeah, it's I'm loving it. It's really nice. Bugsy Malone. Bugsy at 7 species. That'd be good. That'd be really good. That's got to end in a custard pie fight as well, as it surely can. Yeah, really good. If you've not heard of these, Secret Cinema's worth looking into because they tend to only go for the classics, and when they do it, I mean, they really do it. This isn't just like the ones that I explained. They go to town. I mean, when they did Back to the Future, they built Hill Valley. So the clock tower, they built it. There was a live set. You could walk around it, and you watch the movie inside the set. They have actors and everything. So they had 1955 Hill Valley. They had the clock tower. They had the high school. They had the Enchantment Under the Sea dance. There's loads going on inside there, and it's not just going to watch the film. There's you can spend 4 hours at this place, and they're amazing. But it is a secret cinema, so the location's very hush hush until it actually is revealed, and then yeah, they're incredible. They're absolutely bloody amazing. They're not cheap to attend, but they are worth every penny. Like when they did Guardians of the Galaxy, they did Nowhere. If you've seen Guardians of the Galaxy, where the Ravagers hang out, they built that, so like the huge skull and whatnot. It's incredible. It's worth every penny. I really want to go. Tony got the splurge gun ready. Absolutely. How do those work, Ken? So, Ken, those who don't know, Ken does a lot for the theatre. He does costumes and practical effects and things like that. How do the guns work? Is it literally just like a catapult firing custard. And is that not a bloody nightmare on stage? That's got to be bad. Firing kind of cream and stuff out of a gun on stage and having to clean it up. That's got to destroy the outfits every night as well. So that can't be good. Which county Jim's got? You sound local to me in Gloucester. Yeah, I am in Gloucester. Are you in Gloucester, Nigel? Because if you are, that's nuts. But yeah, I am in Gloucester. Would you consider doing a live brick build? Maybe with a couple of live streams. Yeah, I would, Sheldon. If you want to do it, if people want to do it, I mean, literally, it's you're in Quedgley. That's insane. I'm about 10 minutes from you. I swear to God, we need to meet up there, Nigel. We need to go for a pint. That's got to happen. That's crazy, Nigel. I'd never do that. But I literally, if you know Bristol Road, I used to live on Bristol Road. That's how close I am to you. Silly string, there you go, as custard pies. Yeah, that would be awful. Cleaning all that would have been absolutely awful. But Sheldon, she was saying about the brick build. Yes, I would happily do a live brick build. Happily do a live brick build because, as I said, it's like, and I don't just say it, I mean it. The channel's not something I do for cash. It's not something I do for anything like that. It's purely something I do because I enjoy being part of a community. So if enough people like, hey, let's all do this together, definitely, I'm happy to do it. Hi, Stephen Fletcher. Loving the channel, Scott. Do you know if Hachette has an Australian outlet? Can't seem to find one. I think they do. I think in my head, Hachette sent to Australia. If they don't, Agora do. So if it's the Titanic you're after, you can get the Titanic through Agora models, and you'll be able to get it from them. So you'll get it slightly differently. You get it in packs of, I want to say 6, but that goes up to 10 pretty soon. Once the Hachette run's finished, you'll get packs of 10. But Agora definitely do. So if you're having problems, I know you can buy from news agents in Australia. But I don't know if you can subscribe. It's a bit of a weird one. So I don't know. I'll have to I'll find out for you. I'll find out and I'll let you know. If you email me to remind me, I'll find out that I can reply to your email and let you know. Buildingtheboys@outlet.com. Oh, you can buy silly string guns. We had a we had a Spider-Man when Oscar was really little. I think he was like 3. Someone bought the Spider-Man. And when he lifted the arm up, it fired silly string out of the arm. He lifted the arm once, it absolutely just hosed him. Never touched it again, was absolutely terrified of it. But yeah, that happened. So we're looking at model-wise, we're looking all right on this one, I think. I think this amp is looking really nice. So I'm kind of happy about that. And the good thing about this is we can curl this so we can make it look a bit more, we don't want it stiff line. We want it to look like slack when it finally goes on. But let's have a sneaky peek at the instructions. Now, what does fill your confidence? If the instructions, as you'll know if you're building it, are 1 sheet, which I'm quite happy about because that means that it's not going to take that much longer to do. I'm not happy about that. We can always hang out and have a chat after, but yeah, it looks like this is going to be the threading of the strings. I think is going to be interesting. Yeah, drop the copper wire number 1, 2, and 3 down in the right, straighten the winding wire. Notice the different. Yeah, that's gonna be fun. Can you play the guitar, Scott? Nope. I can't play the guitar at all. The only musical talent I ever had, and I really don't have it anymore, was I could sing when I was younger. I could sing, and I spoke to Ken about this. I was in a lot of school productions when I was a kid, and I was the plant in Little Shop of Horrors. I was the voice of Audrey too, and I was going to ask Ken about this because I wasn't on the stage. I was off stage with a microphone. I wasn't in the plant, but there was like 6 people operating the plant, and I was off stage singing through the plant. But have you done that, Ken? Have you done Little Shop of Horrors? Because surely that plant's got to be a bloody nightmare. Because not only has that thing got to be quite difficult, because you want to make like 4 of them, I think. We had 3. I think we had a tiny one. We had like a middle-sized one. Then we had the giant one. But yeah, that's. But I could sing, but I can't sing anymore because when I turned 16, I wanted to focus on, smoking and drinking. So yeah, unfortunately, that went out the window. So I did have a very nasty cigarette habit for years. It took me a long, long time to quit. As soon as I found out we were having Oscar, I quit, and I quit completely. And I was completely clean for maybe 8 years, and then I started getting twinges, thinking, God, I'm going to fail here. So I started vaping. I don't vape a lot, but I mean, I vape when I'm kind of hanging out here. But yeah, I was yeah, I had it bad. So that kind of, nothing will destroy your voice quicker than cigarettes and booze and women. And I lived a fairly, I'm nice now. I lived a fairly wild life when I was a kid. So it sort of destroyed any kind of, yeah, it was never, yeah, it is what it is. Twice, once at college and then once professionally, and the plant was done by a drag queen, and we copied the London production. Nice. So was the drag queen dressed as the plants rather than having a like a puppet plant? Because they, at one point, right, like when we were first doing it, they brought out like this leotard. It was like a green leotard and like a headpiece. And I'm like, absolutely no way am I wearing that. There is absolutely no way I'm putting on a green leotard and wearing a Venus flytrap head on my head. Figure it out. I'm not doing it. So they had to do that. But I was the plant in Little Shop of Horrors. I was in Annie. I didn't have a big role in Annie, but I was in it. I did a few things. I was the guardian angel in Greece. I did a few things. And it's like, and then my kid's doing it as well. So my kid was Timon in The Lion King 2 years ago. He was in West Side Story last year. West Side Story was funny. They did really well, but West Side Story is an odd one to choose for a school production, because West Side Story, I'm sure someone knows better, but to memory, West Side Story is one of the only musicals that's got a sad ending. It's got like a tragic ending. I didn't play Annie. No, I can't remember who I was. I sang. I did sing the song. The song will come out tomorrow. He had a name, but it was in the scene with the president. So I was one of those. It was that. Funny you mentioned about smoking and drinking. It's my favorite Oasis song, cigarettes and alcohol. Yeah, that was my generation as well. Cigarettes and alcohol. I was in the Bristol Youth Theatre workshop years ago. I played a pie man in a play at the Colson Hall. Nice. I used to, when I was younger and still had kind of hopes and aspirations, it was, I mean, performing is what I wanted to go into when I was a kid. But we, it wasn't lack of talent. It was lack of opportunity. I think it was one of those things where I'm not going to bleat on. Life wasn't easy when I was growing up, so it's one of those things where it's like, you better get a job. So any kind of wanting to pursue that didn't happen. But it is what it is. But it's fine now with my kids. I mean, again, it's their choice. I'm not forcing anything on them. Oscar just wanted to be in the school play, and I'll support it. Oscar wants to be an actor, and I'll support it. There's a lot of parents out there go, "Oh no, get it," And I'm saying to them, look, as long as you are taking it seriously, I will support you 100%. It's the same with Jack the Wrestling. If he is all in, I'm all in behind him, and I'll support him everywhere he goes. If I think for 1 second that they're just skirting along, then I won't. Pink leotard, the ballet skirt. Yeah, it was lovely. I don't know, like, remember the hippos in Fantasia? Look like that. Oh dear. Right. Let's get back to the guitar. So let's. I've just got to stretch my knee. This is something else you don't ever see me do on the channel because I edit all this out. But I have got a fake knee. So I've got a metal left knee. From a drunk driver smashed my car in when I was 19 years old, and now my left knee is it's fake. It sets off things in airports. So every now and then I've got to, and it locks up, and I've got to stretch it out. Particularly at the moment, it's been so rainy in England that I've got a kind of, I feel it when it's rainy. I feel it, and it sucks. Right, let's get our guitar built. So you're going to go dark. I'm going to switch over and come back on. There we go, and we're back. No, I'm not going to sing you a song. You can hear me sing anyway. If you watch the blooper reel, I'm always singing when I'm building. I'm always singing. I'm singing my head off until my wife shouts and tells me to shut up. I'm always singing, so I will have on Motown or disco or ska and I'll sit singing my head off. All of these models are built on 70s music, believe it or not, classic rock, things like that, 80s jams. So there's a lot of bloopers where I'm singing because the camera's just gone off and it's caught me halfway through. I think there was one where I'm singing Prince. It was Raspberry Beret. Anyway, let's move on to this. enough of Scott sings the hits. Right, we need B10, B9, and another B10. So we need two B10s and a B9. Let's pop these out, and we're going to start building our guitar or our axe, if you want to use the rock terminology. So there's a B10. Get the one out. It almost looks like a rifle. This one out as well. B10 and then B9. Well, I've got that to look forward to, Nige. Yours locks up just because you're old. I mean, mine locks up already. So once I put another 10 years on it, that'll be that'll be fun. It'll be, I don't know what's going to happen. I'll be like the bloody Tin Woodman from Wizard of Oz. Someone's got to come in and oil me, otherwise I won't function. Right, we got those. We need a B5 as well, which is on the same board that you got up in there. Get one of those out. And we're going to put all of our guitar neck together. So what's going to happen is that one of these is going to go in the middle. Let's get around that way, like so. And then that one's going to go on. Let's follow what they're saying. All right, pop that one on first. So we're going to put one of these into a B10. Yeah, I can't start singing. I mean, after a few more Baileys, you never know. I don't think I've never been drunk on Baileys. I don't think it's possible. I think you throw up before you got drunk on Baileys, wouldn't you? Because it's just basically drinking bloody cream. Yeah, I can't see it. I can't see it possible to actually get drunk on Baileys. If you've never tried it, there's a really interesting thing you can do with Baileys. There is a drink called a cement mixer. If you're not familiar with what a cement mixer is, all you need is a shot glass filled with Baileys and a shot glass filled with lime. So take lime cordial, lime juice, and a shot glass. And what you do is you pour the Baileys in your mouth, and then you pour the lime in your mouth, and you swirl them around, and it solidifies, and it turns into like a chocolate lime. It's amazing. I swear to God, it turns into almost like a sweet in your mouth. It stops being a liquid, and it turns into a solid. Not even joking. It's incredible. Okay, so that's that one. That's our neck built. And now we need C2, which is going to be on this board over here, which is I'm going to say bass of the guitar, and someone's going to go, that's not bass. I don't know what bits of guitars are which. I'm sorry, but I'm not a rocker. Body, bass, don't know. I can't see it being bass because of bass guitars. It could be though. Whatever this is, body. This is going to slot over here like so. So we're going to pop this one through that. Let's make sure this is all pinched together, otherwise it's never going to go. Karaoke? Yeah, we can do karaoke. They've all got to be build theme though. So you think of build theme songs, and we'll do a sing along, build along. Right now we need F6, which is this part, which is body and neck. Wow, this guitar's gone together quick. I'm sure there's a lot more to it, but this is going together rapidly. Do you know what I've got out of doing this as well? So I promise you I'm doing this because I wanted to hang out with you all, but everyone else is watching Barbie right now. So I'm not. Now I do want to watch Barbie because I've not seen it. And you know, I'm not that misogynistic or snub a Barbie film, and I have heard good things. But it's one of those movies I just want to kind of watch on my own. It's like, I'm not joking, fellas. If you hate the movie Grease, you don't hate the movie Grease. What you hate is that you watched it with somebody caterwauling in the background as you're trying to bloody watch it. If you can watch Grease without somebody singing along badly to it, it's actually really good. It's such a bitter old man thing to say, but stick by my guns. Honestly, watch Grease without some girl howling along in the background to it, and you'll enjoy it. It's a good movie. Right. Let's line these up. There we go. We're looking nice. I still laugh when I think about your bloopers, especially the Disney dolls. Do you know what? My kids make fun of that all the time, like all the time. Body, neck, head, I think. Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah, the Beauty and the Beast. Like, you will hear me now. If you ever see me building that, you will hear me pause every time I have to mention Belle's Tea Room, right? Because I'll go, making sure I don't say it, because if I do, I've then got to refilm it. So yeah, I mean, I don't have to refilm it, but I think if I just kept referring to it as the Bell End all the way through, it wouldn't. For those of you who haven't seen, there's an end of the house with Peter Pan in it, and there's an end of the house that has Belle's Tea Room in it, and I accidentally referred to it as the Bell End, which it is. It is the Bell End, but you know, that's some things you just don't say. Right, Footloose, I sing all the songs. Daughter just walks away. Footloose was on last night. I'm sure it was on last night. I think I was half asleep and I saw Footloose started, and I was like, "Oh man, I haven't seen this in years." I wish they'd stop remaking them. I'm pretty sure they remade Footloose as well. It's like, if anything doesn't need a remake, it's Footloose. It's of the 80s, man. Let it be. The Builder's the thing to Bob the Builder. Yeah, we could do. But we do the actual lyrics, like what a builder would say. Like, can we fix it? Yes, we can. Can we fix it? Depends if we've got the bits on the van. Or can we fix it? Yes, but it's going to cost you. Bob's the only builder in the world that didn't say that stuff. Yeah, we can fix that. Like, not until the week Monday. Right, we need this one over here. So we need C3. So we're going to start putting it in some pieces to this section. No, we're not. Where's that? What have I missed? I've missed something. Let's have a look. If I've missed something, I'm gone that blind I can't see holes. Right. Oh, my ancient eyes, man. Right. Okay, there they are. Jeebus. Right. There is a village called Bell End in Worcester. There's my cousin very kindly sent me a picture as well of him and his friend at Cockshot Road the other day. Nice. They'd acted it out for me just in case the subtle nuances of the the description have been lost on me. C7s, that's what we need. So we need 3 of these. So 1, 2, 3. Let's break those out. And we're going to pop these into, we've got these 3 sections here, here, and here. Can you see those? Here, here, and here. I'm going to pop one into each of these. Hey, Phil, how are you? My friend just landed in Australia. I'll tell him to look out for you. He's visiting. This is his third time out there. He looks exhausted. He sent me a picture. He just arrived, and I think it was like 22 hours. They had a 90-minute stop in Qatar. And I was like, bloody hell, of all the places to stop. But Qatar is where he stopped. We had an hour and a half stopover in Qatar. And yeah. But I'm glad to hear it's hot. That's nice, because over here it's crap. Absolutely crap, Phil. It's awful. It's been a very rainy Easter. It's been nice today. Kind of. It rained. Say nice. It's been nice for England. It rained a little bit this morning, but that's cleared up. I mean, when I say nice, it just hasn't absolutely tipped it down, and this is the first day that hasn't happened. So yesterday was literally a washout. Friday was bad. It's, yeah, bloody rain, man. You will go in. You will play ball. There we go. That's got you. Yay. Right, so it's 2 in. And now we're going to put a third one in. I'm still shocked, Nigel, that you're in Quedgley. That actually surprised the hell out of me. One of the funniest instances I ever had was I was working there. I worked at Waterwells, if you know it. And I was on my way to work one morning, and a guy pulled me over, a Welsh guy, and said he was after directions. I said, yeah, I can help you. And he said, looking to get to Quedgelly. And I sent him back down the motorway, because I said, Quedgelly, that's got to be something else. I'm thinking, so I'm sending him back towards Wales. Sounded Welsh, Quedgelly. Yeah, Quedgley. It wasn't until like 10 minutes later I thought, Quedgley. And it was, yeah, Quedgelly. So it's right. I suppose on paper it kind of looks like that. Yeah, Quedgelly. You're meant to get to Quedgelly. Yeah. That's back to the noise, mate. Right, we need 2 B12s. Buttons, people, buttons. Okay. Right. And where are they going? They go on the front of the guitar. They'll go on the front of the guitar. So we're going to flip our guitar over. We're going to put B12s into, we need 3 of them. So here, and here. So again, we can crank this guitar up to 11. Making us 1 louder than every other guitar in the world. That's nuts. You're going to tell me we're at the same bloody place now, Nigel, aren't you? Where is that in Wales? It's not in Wales. There is no Quedgelly in Wales. There's a place in Gloucester called Quedgley. And when the guy asked me about, he was looking for directions to Quedgley, but he pronounced it Quedgelly. And I thought, well, that sounds like Wales. So I just kind of thought, well, you need to head towards Cardiff then, mate. That's I don't know where that is. But yeah, it wasn't until he was driving off that I thought, oh shit, he meant Quedgley. Yeah, Quedgelly. How do I get to Quedgelly? I was like, Quedgelly? What? Don't know it, mate. Lived here my whole life, never heard of it. No, we did work at the same place then. I'm not well all the time though. I'm constantly around there, but it's that's mad. I was in Quedgley about 20 minutes before I started this stream. that's how often I'm in Quedgley. Do you ever get recognised, Nigel? That's a curious one I want to know. You ever been recognised outside of YouTube when you're just out on the street? Because it's only happened to me twice. Now, I've not got that many subscribers, so it's not going to happen to me very often. But it did freak me out when it did. Yeah, it's been the usual one. The Mummy, that would be awesome, man. In Egypt, that'd be so good. I like ones, I mean, there are ones that aren't like that. There's not Secret Cinema. They did one where you could go and watch Jaws on Brighton Beach, and they have the screen set up so the sea was behind it. I'm like, that's cool. so you can watch Jaws on the beach. They also did one where you could watch it in the water. You could get in the water and watch Jaws, and they had an inflatable screen. Like, that's so bloody cool. So you can watch it from the shore, and so that's so cool. So yeah, there's been a few I'd really like to see, but Secret Cinema is definitely something I want to go to. It's something to take the kids to. I want them to be a little bit older so they can appreciate it a bit more because it ain't cheap. That said, Alton Towers, any of you that saw the catch up, God, that was a mixed bag. It's not that I didn't enjoy it, and the kids definitely did. I mean, the kids really enjoyed Alton Towers. What my problem with it was the amount of rides that were broken down. They always say you're taller than I thought. Do you know what? I'm probably going to get the opposite. I'm probably going to get you're taller than I thought, and I'm probably going to get you fatter than I thought as well. Because I mean, I'm 6'4", so I'm a big dude. But I had a lady staring at me in I was at Butlins of all places, and I thought, what's this? And it was like it was a really weird kind of. She was really staring, and I thought, okay. I thought, do I owe you money? And she walked over and said about she stood there looking at me, and I'm looking at her, and she's really looking at my face. This was the strange thing. I thought, what's going on here? She said, are you building with the boys? I was like, I am. And I thought, God, that's weird. But it happened on Wednesday. It happened at Alton Towers as well. So I had someone spot me at Alton Towers in a queue and come over and say hello. It's nice. It's nice, but it is weird. It's when it first happens, it's unusual. But I'm friendly, you know what I mean? So I'm happy to talk to anyone, but it is strange. We're like, oh, okay, this is someone I've never met before, but you know me. And it's an unusual, it's a weird feeling. That's weird as well, Penny. It's odd, isn't it? It's just a little jarring when it happens. The first time, I mean, now I've had it like I think 3 or 4 times, and now it's not so bad because I'm used to. The first time it happens is weird because it's like, oh God. Because for the longest time, I mean, I wasn't convinced anybody was such shit. I was like, who's going to watch me do this? But yeah, so it's a strange one. Yeah, it's a very odd kind of sensation. Okay, so that's those ones in. That's the buttons in. So we've got our gears on there. Gears. What am I talking about? Our buttons on knobs. Right. So we need C9. I remember seeing that one. That's on this board here. Pop that one off. So this is going to make where here you go. This is a pressure of my knowledge. I think this is where the frets are going to go. That's about the extent of my guitar knowledge. Guitar is one of those things where I'd love to play a guitar. Every time I see someone play a guitar, I wish I'd played the guitar. You know, you see someone just pick one up and just hammer away at it, you think, God, I'd love to be able to do that. And you could. I mean, there's nothing stopping you. If you ever want to, there's nothing stopping you. Buy a guitar, get some lessons. We're adults. No one's monitoring what we're spending our money on. Go for it. But yeah, I don't know. I'd like to. I did played saxophone for like 2 years when I was at school, and that was a miserable experience. So I stopped. All right, we need 5 A2s. So we're literally going from the top to the bottom on this one. This looks like a bloody chore. So we're going with the thicker end first, all the way down to the bottom, and we're going to do these in sequence. So we need, oh my good God, right, so we are putting in 22 of these. This is where our time's going to go, people. Right, so we're putting in 5 A2s to begin with. So let's get those out and let's just start getting these put in. This will look lovely. And when these are all in, it'll look really nice. But the reality of it is we are putting 22 frets into this board. Okay, so every journey starts the first step. Let's hope they're going easy, because if they don't, this is going to take forever. Okay. Okay, that wasn't so bad. I had that as well, Penny. Funny enough, a guy that is at my son's wrestling gym came over and started mentioning it, and he said, "Oh yeah," I was watching the channel before you came here. And I was like, "Oh, you weird," because I'm there trying to guide him towards it because he mentioned he was building something. I was like, "I know I've been watching the channel for ages." So I was like, "Okay." It's weird, isn't it? It is. I mean, it's strange, but it's okay. I mean, this is the beauty part. I mean, there's a lot of you I talk to through the channel. There's a lot of you I talk to through email. There's a lot of you I talk to by phone. I've met plenty of you as well in person. It's lovely. I think it's really nice. It's such a nice community. I mean, this is the thing, we don't really get a lot of negatives in here. I mean, you do. I mean, occasionally there's that thing that all kicked off the other week. I just kind of stayed out of that. That's not my bag. I'm not getting involved in that. But yeah, it's genuinely a very nice, welcoming community. I did have had a negative comment on a catch up the other day. It was the one that's got the picture of the Dalek on it. I just thought, whatever. It was one comment just said, pointless video, and everything people just go, pointless comment. It's like, okay, that's, yeah, pointless video, pointless. Well, I'll just give you all the details about the Dalek. I was just giving you details about what's going on with all the builds at the moment. I thought, okay, you think it's pointless? You think it's pointless? Your choice, man. You're entitled to it. But I did ask the guy. I said, let me know where I can find your content so I can get some tips on how to make mine a little pointier. Right. So now we need 5 A1s. Right. So that's the A2s done. A1s. 1, 2. Yeah, you can't take it to heart. I mean, this is the thing. If you put yourself out there on the internet, then you just have to expect it. Fortunately, again, we have quite a nice community, so I don't really get those. I got subs I thought I was Ross Kemp when I was in Disneyland Paris. Do you know what? Again, I can relate because I get it all the time. The amount of people that think I'm Brad Pitt is crazy. I honestly, I can barely go anywhere without people asking me about, what was it like working with Tom Cruise on Interview with the Vampire? What's Angelina Jolie like in real life? And I'm like, oh, I just want to live a normal life. Get it all the time. Oh dear. Ross Kemp. Do you know what? Right, I really like that game show that he does at the moment, the Bridge of Lies. I like the concept of the game show. I don't particularly like his presenting of the game show because he says the weirdest things. Like halfway through, them walking over the lights, whereas like the lie will be, capital cities that aren't EU countries. Halfway through the round, they go, remember, we're looking for capital cities that aren't in EU countries, and you go, yeah, I know, Ross. I've been playing it for 20 minutes. It's a bit weird. Right. Number 4. And then number 5. So that's 10. These, do you know what? These haven't been bad. These next ones look like a bit of a bugger, but not been terrible. You really are an aggravating little cretin, aren't you? Bloody hell! Who types that stuff, man? I mean, this is the thing. This is how I deal with it. I look at it and I think, who does that? Who's the person that wrote this? Who's behind that message? And has that made them feel good today? Because it's not upset me, because I don't let it upset me. I just think, right, if doing that has made you feel, I don't know, in control, or that your life's going better, then fine, take a swing, take a shot, I don't care. But it's very odd. It's very odd. I have got a troll. I mean, I've got a troll that emails me. They keep it off of YouTube, but I've got someone that, I've been targeted for a long time by someone. I'm like, whatever. But I don't know why. More the point, don't care why. I was going to ask one day. I was going to say, why? But I don't care. It's like whatever the reason is, it's nothing to do with me. It's not me. Oh, so you could talk the legs off a table. I could. Yeah, I could. I think again, part of what it is I've got my own office at work, and I'm on my own. Right, so a lot of the time I'm not on the phone to somebody. I'm just quiet, it's pure silence. And again, when I'm building these models, this is the weirdest thing, right? If you ever want to see something really, really strange or experience something strange, if you're not a YouTuber, have a go at making a video, right? Now, I know the fellow YouTubers in the room, so I know Kenny will know what I'm talking about, and I know that Nigel will know what I'm talking about. There is no weirder sensation than sitting on your own in a room talking to a camera for half an hour with no one talking back to you. It's really bloody strange, right? And when you first doing it, you start doing it, you're like, oh, I don't know about this. This is I felt like an idiot when I started doing it. I just felt like an absolute idiot. So it's something to it's something strange to get used to, man. It's yeah, it's weird. But you want to see, you want to see something odd, that right? So watch someone filming one, and it's really bloody weird. Fortunately for me, I mean, again, I don't know how other people do it, but everything I do is pretty much one take. So I very rarely have to film something multiple times. If I bugger it right up, I do. I mean, I've done that before, or when I've managed to forget to press the bloody record button. We've all done that at some point or another. It's a weird one. I mean, it's like now, it would be a lot easier for me to have multiple people on this live stream, so I could just shut up and someone else is talking. But I've got to fill that dead air, man. And yeah, it's a weird one. It's odd though, isn't it, Phil? Do you know, that's right, Nigel. It's odd though, isn't it? But do you not find it weird when you first started? I found it odd. I found it really weird when I was doing it, because I just thought, is anyone going to watch this? And I just felt stupid doing it. It took me so long to do it. And then I encourage people all the time to do it, to get behind one and set up their own YouTube. I'm like, go for it, man. And I know everyone says the same thing, that it's not as easy as it looks. It looks like it's simple. You just press record and start talking, but not everyone can do it. And it's they can, but not everyone can do it first time. It's one of those things where it takes a while to find your sort of flow, find your voice. And when you stop worrying about how it's going to sound, how it's going to look and whatnot, you kind of relax into it, you know? Right. Yeah, so I am mad talkative on here, but outside of it, not really. I mean, again, at work, I've got hours without saying anything to anyone unless I'm on a phone call or a work call. And typically, when I'm in here building, I'm silent. If I'm not doing a tutorial for the channel, I sit quite quietly. Where's the room tour? It will come. I promise you it'll come. But again, my wife's like, you ain't showing people around that room, Scott. Until it's tidy, and I'm like, all right. So yeah, honestly, my room, when you see it in the background, it looks lovely, right? You're like, oh wow, man, that looks really nice. And then it's like, yeah, seriously, point the camera at the floor, not so much. There is crap everywhere on the floor of my build room. I mean, literally everywhere. Like a bomb's gone off in here. And I tidy it, and it's like it for about an hour. And then I do another build, and it's just there's just crap everywhere. It's like I can barely get my legs under my desk anymore. There's that much crap under there. But it's all kinds of things. It's like boxes of artworks that haven't been done yet. It's models that haven't built up. We're done, right? Just quickly back to here. So that's all of our frets in. That's it. Bloody ages. I will do a room tour. I promise I'll do a room tour, and you'll see some of the weird and wonderful and wacky things I've got in here, because there is a lot. I've still got to put I've got loads, I've been given loads of art, and I need to put it up on the walls. So I've got to do that as well at some point. So that'll be happening. If you haven't got anything nice to do, say anything. I agree. It's kind of how I live my life. I never used to. It's one of those things where, you know, pick your battles, and I'd be like, select all. I'll battle everyone, that's not good. That's no way to live your life, man. But I would. Right. So now we're going to attach this one to the neck of the guitar like so. Pop that one down. Hey, that's looking nice, right? That's looking really nice. I like this. That's looking really nice. Okay, so that's that one. Now we need 3 times B8s, and these are printed sides. The printed side's going to face outwards. So let's get those 3 B8s. That's that board over there. B8, B8, B8. Where are you? There you are. We need 3 of them. Oh, I see what those are. That's clever. That's cute. Yeah, well, I will definitely do a tour. I mean, there's. Do you know what's interesting? I do something. I've never told any of you this, but now I've said it, you'll look. I always change something in the background, right? On every single video, I change something in the background just to see if anybody notices. And I've put things up in the background you shouldn't have seen, purely to see if anyone's looking, and they haven't. I put a QR code up at lunchtimes, right? I kept putting a QR code up in the background. And if you scanned it, it took you to a video. And the only way you could get to that, the only way you could see that video was scan the QR code. So I can see who's seen the video and who hasn't. And I know no one's seen it, so I know no one's scanned the QR code. But I'm thinking, I don't think I've hidden that too well. I have one where somebody found the QR code and they scanned it, but I always put things in the background, always. So every single time I make a video, something in the background's different. It might be a tiny thing, but every single time, almost like a scavenger hunt. And I have got a couple of people noticed because they've said before, hang on, what's that? But I do, yeah, I put things on the time, put teasers of what's to come as well. Because I get a lot of NDA stuff where it's like, you can't tell anybody you're doing that. I just put it in the background and see if anybody notices. Right, so that's that. It's looking nice. This is looking nice. Right, we need E5, A6, E8, and E3. So this is more. It's frets, and it looks like it's a whammy bar. That's a whammy bar. So there's something else now about guitars. Not a whammy bar is. Right, E5. There we go. Right, so E5. Where is you? Oh, it'll be on that little board. Yep, there it is. Apparently E5. I'm very blessed to have a kind of a little build room. It's a lovely thing because it is my sanctuary. It is where I come for kind of peace and quiet, and it is very much my space. You know, I don't have to share it with anyone, which is nice. Kids aren't allowed in here. Cat is rarely allowed in here. He always finds his way in, but I mean, he does so much damage. The cat has destroyed Ecto so many times. Now it's in a case. I'm relieved, but I'd say he caused at least £100 worth of damage to Ecto 1, and I was so pissed. So that's E5 gone in there. Right. So now we need an A6. That's a thin one. Pop one of those now. There's the A6. That's what we're dealing with. And that's going to go that way around and into there. Really? Where? Oh, I see. Okay. Yes, whammy bar. That's sweet. That's cool. So that's how your A6 will be looking. It will go in there as a hole in the middle. I like that. That's pretty sweet. Now we need E3. We need E8 to E3 and then in, right? So let's get the E8. Rooms will be good as well, Phil, because there's stuff on the shelves I don't even remember buying. I don't remember where it came from. I see things over there and go, what the bloody hell is that? So that would be good. I need to have a clear out as well. So I'm going to have a couple of giveaways on the channel because I'd rather this stuff go to a good home than it go to landfill, you know? And one man's weird thing is another man's treasure. And I'm sure I've got stuff on these shelves. People, this is the thing with collectibles. I guarantee all of you, this is true of all of you. All of you have got something you couldn't care less about on a shelf somewhere that somebody has been trawling eBay for bloody years to find, and you can give a damn about it. So I'm all about, it's like, well, let's get it into the hands of somebody who actually cares about it rather than somebody who don't. Right, so E3. So one E3. I have seen the clips of the new Crow film, and I like it. I like what I'm looking at. Now this is weird because I'm not a big fan of remakes. I'm not, and I was actually having this conversation with me mate Mark there, who's in chat at the moment. I'm all right with it. I'm not a huge fan of remakes. I do think it's kind of lazy cinema. But, and this is polarizing, please don't leap on me for saying it. As much as I liked The Crow, I did find it a little bit style over substance. So it is wildly different from the comic books. The comic books I was reading when I was, probably shouldn't have been, I was about 10 when I was reading the comic books, The Crow. Then when the movie came out, it was wildly different from the actual comic books. So The Crow itself is quite malevolent in the comics. It's using Eric Draven to harvest souls, basically, and it attacks him quite often. It talks as well. The Crow talks in the comics. It attacks him for kind of mourning. It has a go at him about it. It says this isn't useful to what we're doing. He isn't interested in Eric's sort of suffering. All he wants to do is him to go get the revenge. So this one looks very much like that. I mean, they're not deleting the original. So if everybody wants, no one's going to top Brandon Lee's performance, but they're not deleting the original. You can still see it. I mean, it's just a different interpretation, isn't it? So I'm kind of up. I'm kind of all in. I went to see Late Night with the Devil the other night. That was bloody interesting. Really interesting. Let's just quickly back to this one. We're going to flip this guitar over, and we are going to now put an F10. An F10 in this section here. So let's get an F10 ready. Let's see Late Night with the Devil, which was, it's interesting. It's not for everybody. I mean, it's going to be a very polarizing film. You're going to watch it and think, what the bloody hell did I just watch? Or you're going to love it. I don't think there's any real in between, but it's an interesting movie. But before it started, we saw a trailer for a movie called Abigail. Check that out. So after this one, don't run away and leave me. After this one, check out the trailer for a movie called Abigail, which looks interesting to say the least. If you haven't seen that trailer yet, it looks different, but we're going to see it. So me and my buddies were like, "That looks fun." So we will check that out. Yeah, I agree, Thomas. I think the new Crow does look good. I genuinely do, and I think there were 2 sequels to The Crow. I think I've only seen one of. No, I've seen all of it. There were 3 sequels to The Crow. I've seen them all. There were 4 Crow movies. I've seen all of them. I have seen them. It was the second one. It was a French guy. I can't remember his name. The third one was the kid from Terminator, Edward Furlong, and the fourth one, I want to say, I can't remember who it was, but I know it had the guy that played Angel in Buffy was in it. And there was a show as well. There was a TV show, The Crow. So I don't know what people are screaming sacrilege now, because it's like, well, there's been a lot of bloody Crows. So I think it looks good. I think it looks like a throwback to 80s action movies. I miss those 80s action movies. They're over the top kind of action. I miss that. I miss that a lot, and I'd like to see it come back. Right, let's have a chat before we get into the next difficult bit. Let's have a quick chat, and we'll see how we're doing on our guitars. There we go. Yeah, I think we're right, actually. I think this is looking lovely. This is looking really nice. This has got some lovely detail on it. I think this is looking great. Hope yours are going well as well. We don't have that much to go, really. Looking at what we've got ahead here, we're nearly done, because the next thing we're going to do is we're going to put in some of the fretboards. Then we're going to start messing around with these wires. That's going to be fun. Once the wires are done, we're plugging the amp into the guitar. We're putting the back on the guitar on the sides, we'll put it on the stand, and we're done. So we don't have that much more to go, not really. So it's moving along quite nice, which means we have a lot of spare parts left over again. I think it's good that Rokr are doing that now, giving you lots of kind of spare parts. I cheated a bit before the stream started, and I'm already behind you. Oh, Sean, I'm sorry, mate. Well, you got a bit catch-up time here, mate. How far behind are you, Sean? You can't be that far behind, surely. Right, what I'm going to do is, so I don't drink any more Baileys out of the rabbit, I'm going to start eating him. Then that way, I can't drink anymore. There we go. No, I can't fill it with Baileys. What are your plans for Easter Sunday, everybody? I already told you we're having a massive dinner tomorrow. Alan using Amanda's, okay. Ask Corbett if he does the same thing I did. Whenever I used to shave my head, I'd forget how much shampoo to use and use the same amount of shampoo I use on a full head of hair. Every single time. The first shower after I shave my head, big handfuls of shampoo, bang, and it just be absolutely streaming down my face and in my eyes. Dinner with the family, nice. I'm looking forward to it, man. We're gonna have a nice chill one. So we're gonna have chocolate. We've made some cheesecakes, so I'm looking forward to that. We've made an Oreo cheesecake and a mini egg cheesecake. We're having roast lamb, plenty of chocolate. What I really want to do is, I'll show you, because I've had this for so long, and something always stops me from doing it. This is the most unremarkable packaging you'll ever see, but this here is a very, very nice buttock. It's a lovely buttock, and I've had it for bloody ages. I bought that to do in October. Right, and here we are, damn near April, and I haven't built it. And it's because something else always gets in the way. So it's it's a tough one, man. It's just when I think I'm on top, a bunch of other stuff comes in, and I fall behind. And finding the time to do these things is a killer. But that's a really nice one. That booknook there is Sherlock Holmes booknook. And I need to build it because they've just released the second one. And funnily enough, I've literally just said no to I had a company offer to do a paid promotion with me. When I say paid promotions, and Nigel Norton's talking about with this, something I want to make clear is no one pays me, right? So I don't get, it's not like we'll give you X amount of money to build this for us. There's no money changes hands. You have to call it paid promotion if you're accepting something. So when we accept, if they send it you for free, you've accepted it, they consider that paid promotion. So that's what it is. But I was offered one from a company I just had to say no to because it was almost identical to a buttock I'd already built, and I just said I can't do it. I put you're getting ET. Yeah, it's to play devil's advocate with them. And I mean, I'm not going to champion them at all. I will say this: when it comes to delivery and whatnot, I've not had any real problems, but that's not everyone's experience. A lot of people have had major problems. So it's a lot of people have had massive problems. I haven't, touch wood, I haven't, but what got me with them was just the way they reacted to that thing with the nano gauntlet. It's not about, and I can't stress this enough, it's not about the free gift. I couldn't give a toss about the free gift, if I'm honest. The kid wants it, so that bothers me. But it was the fact that this is something we've said you're going to get. Now we're backpedaling and say you're not getting it. Then they tried to make out that this is somehow our fault or we're being unreasonable. It's like, I don't think so. So that bothered me a lot. I thought that was really poor customer service. Yeah. I'm not building tonight, but I'm going to do one. What's your thoughts on which one and why? Seymour. If you've never built one of these before, there's a little dog called Seymour. So I'd say it's a dog. It doesn't look a dog. It's a little robot music box, and he's called Seymour. And it will show you all of the build methods for building one of these. So you get the music box, you get all the different sort of styles of build. You get the flexi wood, but Seymour's a good one to start with. Yeah, so I'd go with Seymour. If not Seymour, if you want something with a bit of kind of heft, the submarine's really nice. We got the steampunk submarine, that one's lovely. There are some really nice ones out there. So the steampunk submarine's really nice. Orpheus the Lonely Robot, it was the first one I ever built from Rokr, and I absolutely loved that. That's a good one to do. Big Ben is a nice build as well. I mean, we did the live build of that on New Year's Eve. That was a good one. So yeah, there's lots you can do on Rokr. There's some really nice ones. It depends where you are and what level you're at. Some of them I would avoid because they're bloody complicated. They're still doable. They're still more than doable, but as a first one, there's some that you should probably sort of steer away from. I'm also waiting for the XP Interceptor. I've got real XP. Oh, nice! You got real XP. That's amazing. That's really nice. Yeah, that would be amazing. My God. Oh man, you get to drive around Australia in the Mad Max car. That's, that's spectacular. I'd be doing it all the time, man. Have you modded yours to look like the Mad Max? Surely, come on. If you haven't, you've disappointed me there, Phil. And if you haven't, you need to start doing it. You got it. You can't, Phil. You cannot own an Interceptor and live in Australia and not modify it to look like the Mad Max car. You just can't. It's not right, mate. It's like that's like having a DeLorean that you haven't time machined. You just can't do it. Yeah, I'm upset you couldn't have joined us as well, Alan. That's a bit of a shame, that mate. That really is. Yeah, that's a bit of a shame. The 3D puzzle, the Black Pearl, and the Flying Dutchman are really good to do as well. They are. So I've got a. Who are they called? What are they called? They are called. Cubic Fun, I think. Cubic Fun? I'm sure they're called Cubic Fun. They did the Flying Dutchman. I really enjoyed that. I bought that for my birthday by my wife, and I really, really, really enjoyed it. It took way longer than I thought it was going to take. But have you seen Lutonian? Have you seen you can get Tortuga? So you can get like the Pirate Tang from the same company, where you can put the ships next to. I only bought one because it was massive. Well, I only got one. I didn't buy more because it was so big. I thought I've got nowhere to put them. So you could get the Black Pearl. You could also get Queen Anne's Revenge, which was Blackbeard's ship. But you can get Tortugas. So you can get the kind of like the pirate hangout. They're really nice. The Cubic models are really nice. Surprisingly good. Yeah, I've seen a lot of them as well. There's a lot with lights as well, which are quite nice. Yeah, they're honest. Sheldon, what brick model do you want to do? You've mentioned wanting to do a brick build. We can definitely do a brick build if you want to do one. Let me know what you want to do, and we'll look into it, and I'll put the feelers out. And if people want to do a brick model together, we could do one. It's up to you. We could do AT1 as well. We could do Lego. It doesn't have to be Lego. We could do JM Bricklayer. We could do Fun Hole as well. They got some great stuff, so we could do any of those you want. But we could look at something and find some app. The one thing I'm 100% getting is Lego are doing the Orca from Jaws. That's due out, I believe, the end of this year. 110% I'm in on that one. So yeah, I'll be doing that. Any brick build? Yeah, I'll find a little one. I think we'll start with a little one. We'll see how it goes, and if people like it, we'll do a big one. And we can do it bit by bit. We could do it over like 4 weeks or something. We could do it on a Sunday night or something like that. And we could do it a bunch of times. That'd be good. Right. Let's crack back on with the guitar. So gonna go dark, switch over, and I'll be back. And we're back. Right, so we are putting more fretboards onto this guitar. I think a couple of buttons and knobs, but we're gonna start doing the wires soon, so that's going to be interesting with my ancient eyes. Right, so let's see what we're doing next then. So what have we got up to? We're going to put 6 E14. Oh my god! Right, okay, so we need a B6, an A5, and then 6 E14s. Right, let's get these parts ready. B6, let's find you. There we go. I can see you. B6 there, so that's what B6 is looking like. That piece there. And then we need A5, a little board. Okay. So that is that piece there. And we need 6 B14s. So that's going to be this one over here. That's not. B14. 14, where are you? E14, sorry, that's why I can't find it. E14. Try again, Scott. There they are. Right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, they do. So I've got a very nice discount code for Funhole Models, which is nice. It's a decent chunk, 10% off. But it also works as well even if they're on sale. So if they're on sale, you get a you get even more off, which is really nice. But they are money wise. I'm not just saying it. I really like the Funhole Models. If I didn't, I'd tell you I don't. I do. And the quality has improved so much from the first one I built to where they are now. It's yeah, it's good. They really genuinely do listen to kind of what you've got to say, which is refreshing in a world of Lego who couldn't really give a toss, if I'm honest with you. Right, so I'm going to pop that one over there. This looks fiddly. Ooh, this looks really fiddly. But yeah, it's okay. We could have done. All right. Which way around do these go? Teeth face up. Okay. I see, right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get these sort of half in, then I'm going to put that one on, fold it down. And 6. There we go. So that's those. Now we're going to lock that piece into place. That goes over there like that. I can hear the boys are building with the boys screwing around downstairs. So in a minute you might have to hear the big voice turn on. Because whilst the cat's away, the mice are playing rather spectacular by the sounds of things. And it's all fun and games until someone gets hurt, which they always do, because they are both wrestlers. Even though they've been told not to wrestle in the house, they wrestle in the house. And before you know it, someone's been, pile driver through a table, and we got tears before bedtime. Right, that's that one in. Now we're going to touch the main body of the guitar. That goes into the top slot there. This is wishful thinking on my part. This is just going to go straight in. Yeah, I don't think I did that the best way. I didn't. Bloody hell. Oh, no, I did. It's good. Yeah, I did. That's worked. Okay, cool. That worked. Right, so that's how we're looking. That's looking nice, man. There's some lovely detail on this. My boys use them as night lights. So Jack uses whatever the latest one is that I've built as a night light because they kick off so much light, and you can't plug them into the wall. So you don't have to run off batteries. You can run them off USBs and all kinds of things. Right. Pass copper wires through holes respectively. Wind the copper wire one by one. Oh man. Right, let's. How are we doing that? I see. Right, so we're going to put them through, then we twist them together. That's fine. But this is the bit I've been dreading, man. I've not been looking forward to this. But hopefully, this is 6 copper. Feeling the wire might make me feel a bit better. It does thick. This shouldn't be that much of a problem. God. See, I've just cursed myself again. Shouldn't be that much of a problem. You watch this be what ends be now. Yeah, I don't want to. Yeah, see, I'm already thinking, does it need strings? Of course it needs strings, got this bloody guitar. I'm such a wuss. Right, let's try 1 and see how we get on. So, Jackie, come here.
Yeah.
You know you're my favourite Jack in the whole wide world.
Yeah.
Do you want to get me a Dr. Pepper?
So.
Thank you. Right, so let's put the first one through. So we're going to put all 6 through. Yes, that's me.
Are you still live streaming?
I am still live streaming.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. See, when they start coming and asking me things like, are you still live streaming? I know they're getting bored, which means that mischief is coming. Good God, my eyes are old. See, I'm trying to thread this like I'm 19, like I could just go, yeah, I could see it for miles.
Hey.
Thank you very much. But I can't. So, right. 1. Hey! So we got 1 through. That's 1. We got 1, people. We got 1. Right. So there is 1. Let's get 2. Yeah, let's go mad. Let's have a second one. I can hear him outside my room now conspiring. I want to get on the live stream. I'm fine to go on the live stream. Do you name Japanese firework town? I'm stuck with it and can't find the vids to show the works. I don't, Kiss My Rose, but what you could do is if you email me pictures of it, it might have another name, because a lot of these book nooks have 2 or 3 different names. So I don't know it under that name, but if you send me pictures of it, I might go, I know that one. I might be able to help you. So if you email me pictures of it to buildingtheboys@outlook.com, I might be able to help you. I can't promise it, but I might look and go, actually that's, and I know it under a different name, because there's a few like that. It's like there's a bunch that are called the same thing, but they're all different. But like, there's a lot that look like Diagon Alley, for instance, but they've all got a different name. Okay, there is 2. So we've got 2 wires. All right, 2 down, 4 to go. I know it's got 6 strings because of the lyric. I got my first real 6 string from summer of '69. Do you know what one of my favourite memories was? Years ago, I was at a festival, and there was the singer Ryan Adams, not Brian Adams, Ryan Adams, and he was doing he was doing an encore, and he sort of said, "Is there any of the old hits that he wants to hear?" And some smart ass shouted out, "Summer of '69," and without missing a beat, he just started playing it. And I was like, it's like, because you ain't the first smart ass to shout that out to him. So he perfected it. So he can play, and he does play Summer of '69, which was funny as hell. That's 3. Christ, this is. Yeah. I'm interested to see where these go as well, because I haven't got a bloody clue at this point. I thought they'd give you a spare wire. They haven't. They've literally given you 6 wires. That's it. Four. First time getting better at this. All right, so that's 4. Firework Town. I'm stuck with it. Firework Town. What do that would be? I'd like to see it. I mean, I'm intrigued by the name now. I've seen some beautiful ones of recent. The book note kind of industry took off big time, so there's loads of them. When I first started getting into it, there was barely any. Now there's bloody loads. And as I said, there was a company that contacted me today, and I've had to say no because I've built one that's practically identical to it already. And I thought it looked too similar to what I've already done. I just said, look, it's lovely for you to offer, but I've got to decline. I'm like, because it's a bit weird because it's what I've done on the channel. And I won't forget my G string, never do. Never do. Right. Straight this wire out. Yeah, boat notes are lovely at the moment. You can get some really nice ones. And they are a joy. If you haven't built one, recommend it. Honestly, they are fun. I mean, they are typically a 1 day build, so you can be sort of in and out, and you got something lovely at the end of it. But they are fun. I'm just trying to get this 6th string in. How's your stringing going, people? If you're at this stage, is it going better than mine? Hope so. Right, so that is all 6 strings in. Now it appears that we go through and twist them off. Right, so I can do that. I'm fine with that. But let's make sure this is correct. Christ. Twist these off. Okay. That's weird, but okay. Because these have got to go somewhere. These are going to go through the top, aren't they? Oh, you bloody thing. That's just fallen out. That's okay, because when this pull's taut, this is going to hold these tight. But we're going to get to that stage first, I suppose. This is the work. So everything else went way too smooth. This section right here, this is going to be the work. Okay. I've done the Rokr contrabass, wooden 3D. Oh, nice. I did the one Rokr model I get more emails about than any is Magic Garden. The Secret Garden music box. I get so many messages about the Secret Garden music box untrue. People saying there's doesn't work. The wires aren't turning. It's like, yeah, okay, but their wheels aren't turning on it. That I get tons of messages about, at least 2 a week. Wax your gears. That's what I say to everybody. Always wax your gears. Right, so we need B4 is going to go onto there. So let's get B4, 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 B4. There we go. If I'm going too fast for anybody, please let me know. I will slow down because one of those wires were a bit of a bugger to get through. B4's there. The next thing we need is E10 and C11. So let's get C11 first. C11, where are you? There you are. So that's C11. And that is going to go in there. Oh, they're fired, ain't? God, bloody thing. Cheers, Nige. Thanks for stopping by, mate. Right, what's that one in? E10. Right, E10, E10, E10. E10. There you are. Warriors on 4K, absolutely. Which one is it? Which one are they doing on 4K? Is it the original cut, or is it that one that's got the cartoon stuff and the deleted scenes in it? Because I didn't mind the cartoon bits. A lot of people did. I really didn't mind it. If you don't know what I'm talking about, we can have a conversation about that. But there is a version with sort of comic book scenes in it. Right. So taking our amplifier, we are going to thread through the cable into the, which holes is going through first or second? Bottom. Bottom. So it's going to go through there. It's going to come up here. We're going to lock it in place with E10. Just going to go over there like so, and over there like so. And we're going to press this one in to hold this in place. There we go. That's that one held in. I love the Warriors. You know how I feel about the Warriors. The Warriors is my favorite film by a mile. So yeah, I would be interested to see what that's like on 4K. It's got to be beautiful. I mean, it's beautifully shot anyway. It's a gorgeous looking film. Warriors had so much impact on my life. You've no idea. It was seminal for me. The Warriors. It really was. I taped it on video on BBC Two. It was BBC Two used to run a movie strand called Movie Drone, where it's kind of weird and odd films like cult movies, and it's where I first caught it, and yeah, it had a serious impact on me. Okay, next we need F5 and F9. It says caution, these are fragile. So, well, of course they are. So let's go one at a time on this one because of the fragility of it. We'll go with F9 first. First thing, kid, not going to feel it. Yes, you may enter.
So you know that you wanted to Dr. Pepper?
Yeah.
I was wondering if you wanted something sweet, so I'm going to do a these chocolate chip cereal bar. It was the only thing.
Thank you very much. That's very kind of you. There's a lot of little boys in the world. Not all of them will bring you a chocolate chip cereal bar, Jack. So I appreciate that. Thank you. It's a lovely gesture. See, now that sounds like a lovely gesture. I'm probably going, oh, the reason why they've done that is because I know they're watching this downstairs. They just want to see if he'll appear on film so they can rewind it and hear themselves. Now they've gone quiet because they've just heard me say that. They know I'm onto them. Okay. Okay, so let's get this one in. Now they're saying hi Barbie to each other, which is just they've just watched Barbie as well. Yeah, I quite liked the the one with the extra scenes, Alan. If I'm honest, I know a lot of people didn't know. A lot of people really had the daggers out for it, didn't like it, including I met Cochise. So I've met a few of the Warriors. I met Cochise and I asked him about it. I said, because it had just come out when I met him. And I said, he wasn't the nicest guy, if I'm honest. I said to him, what did you think about it? And he hated it. He really didn't like it. He said it was what, Walter, the director, Walter Hill, says what he wanted. And he said, so, ultimately it's his vision. He always envisioned it as a fantasy movie. So Walter Hill's kind of take on the Warriors, but it definitely wasn't set in the real world, which is why a lot of the gangs look the way they look. So it was set in kind of like a fictitious universe, which I kind of get. Baseball Furies particularly, he said that was kind of supposed to be, sort of out of this, wouldn't be something that existed in this world. Which I get, but he wasn't particularly happy with it. I mean, what I was more than happy with anything is it's just the extra scenes of the Warriors. It was so weird. You think you've seen all of it, then all of a sudden you're seeing more scenes of them on the train on the way to the meeting, which I think is great because it sets up the characters a lot more. When you see them first meet at Coney Island, that was a great scene where Cleon's girl doesn't want him to go because she thinks it's going to be trouble, and she's right. You should listen to her. So I kind of like that. I also like the game as well. I thought the game did a really good job of setting up backstory, because the one thing that's never really explained is why the Rogues hate Warriors so much. And the game kind of gives that a bit of backstory. Originally, I mean, they just said that Luther from the Rogues was just kind of a dick. I mean, he just liked doing things like that, and that's why he did it. Okay, so those are those in. That's looking nice, right? I think this is going to look really good when this is all put together. This guitar's going to look lovely. Right, so now we are going to slot the back on. So we need C1, which is another large guitar piece. Where are we? C1, 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 C1. That's C1 there. So this is C1. That piece there. Then we need two E13s, A7 and A4. So let's get those off. This is very skinny B mode here. A4. There's A7. What was it we need the E's? E13. All right, let's find E13. E13. Got them. Made two of those. It does make it a more round film. Absolutely. Yeah. I think particularly the dynamics of the Warriors themselves. I mean, you sort of see their characters come out on that additional scene on the train. You kind of see more of Ajax as just kind of like hyped up and kind of nasty. You see Rembrandt is nervous about going, because Rembrandt's obviously the youngest of them, and he's very nervous about being there. And you get that shine through. And I like it. Like, what have you heard about Cyrus? Magic, man. Whole lot of magic. Love it. But that's another film they've threatened to remake for years. So the remakes of Warriors have reared their heads so many times, and it's never happened. The last I heard was awful. So the idea for the remake, I just thought, well, why bother? Was that it was going to be set in LA, which loses all point. I mean, the whole point of Warriors is about having to fight through the different boroughs of New York to get back to Coney Island. Los Angeles doesn't really work the same way. It's not really going to have the same sort of effect. And they wanted to make it this very kind of gritty, I'm like, no, man. No Baseball Furies. That was the thing. I'm like, if you cannot make the Warriors and not put Baseball Furies in it, you just can't. It's what's the point? What's the point? Okay, so we're going to take this one that we've just done. That's going to go in here like so. Just line them up. we go. And then this one here is going to go on there. So that's that one done. And then this is now going to attach to this side of our guitar. So hopefully this all goes to plan. I hope. So there are other ones of these. There is also a drum kit. I was going to choose a drum kit, but then I saw how small some of the pieces were. I thought that's going to be a nightmare. It looks so breakable. It looks lovely, and I've seen people that have painted the drum kits, and they look amazing. So I've seen saw someone that did one to like an AC/DC drum kit, and I saw another one do one like a Kiss drum kit. And they do look great. They look really nice when they're done. But my God, some of the pieces look very, very, very flimsy. I don't think it'll work in this time either, Alan. I think if you're going to remake the Warriors, you can definitely remake it, but I think you'd need to remake it in the 70s. It would have to still be set in the 1970s, otherwise it doesn't work. Because particularly with the invention of mobile phones, because they'd just be mobile, they'd just be making phone calls to each other about where the Warriors are, and you wouldn't need the coded messages through radio and things like that. It would lose a lot of its charm. Definitely lose a lot of its charm. Right, so that's that one done. We're now going to fill in the sides of this with these pieces. So we need E17 is the first one to go for. Now they've given us 3 of these, and I think we only need 1, which suggests to me breakage is imminent. If they give you that many spares, they did it with the lanterns. With the lanterns, they gave you enough to make the lanterns 4 times. And I thought, why have they done that? Because they just disintegrated on the stagecoach. All right, let's see if it's going to work or it isn't. Right. So this is how we're going to go. So we're going this way round. Oh man, let's just take our time. It's wrong way around. Well done, Scott. Yeah, that's why they give you multiples, because now I've got to see if I can get it back out without breaking the bloody thing. Got it. Phew. All right, try that again. Some remnants of this one. Let's get that out. There we go. Now, the one thing I would like you to know is that if I was to have made this mistake, if I was to film this for the channel, I would have made that mistake. I'd have shown it to you. I genuinely keep all of the mistakes I make in on the channel. I don't edit anything out, because if I've made the mistake, somebody else could make the mistake. So I keep my mistakes in to show you this is where I went wrong, so you can kind of avoid doing it yourself. But you can also see that, and there's nothing worse than watching YouTube videos that was just nailing it in one shot. And you're like, why am I looking like that? And it's I think it's good that you can see, everyone makes mistakes. So I keep mine in, keep my mistakes in. That looks nice. Oh, wow, that looks lovely. Right, so that's that one in. These wires are a bloody nightmare. I wish we could just put them where they're going to go. Right, now the next one's going to be E18. So this is going to be the same again. Let's try and hope we get this right bloody way around this time. Yeah, I mean they keep threatening to remake films all the time, and I'm not against a remake if I'm honest with you, because like I said, they've not deleted the original, so you know you're okay, it'll be all right. Um, but at the same time, some of them just feel massively unnecessary. Like I've not watched Roadhouse yet, but everything I've heard about Roadhouse is that it's pointless. Is what I've heard. That what was the point in remaking this movie? I'm like, well, yeah, it's you know. I don't think you should remake the classics. If you're going to remake something, I've done it again. I've done it again. Yeah, I've done it again. Christ, someone's really in. Yeah, don't remake the classics. If you're going to remake something that was a bit crap the first time round and do a better job. Oh gosh, that came out. Yeah, remake, you know, something that could have been good and they dropped the ball for whatever reason. That's the ones you remake, you know. Stagecoach is really nice. I'm really happy with it. Again, it's not one I would have bought. More for me, and this is the one thing that has sort of opened my eyes a lot of recent. There's a bunch of things where I wouldn't necessarily have bought them, and you know, I would have missed out as a result of that. So I should have. Okay, so this is folding around here. Don't worry about the gap here. We are applying a piece to there in a minute. So don't panic if you're seeing that gap thing. Oh, God, boys, I've got a gap. Don't worry. It's all going to come together. There we go. So now we should now be looking. So you will have this weird gap, but we're about to plug that in as well. So that'll be okay. John, I've never seen Cowboys versus Aliens. It's one of those ones I just never got around to watching. It was Harrison Ford and Daniel Craig, wasn't it? If I'm right. I do like a western. I really, I mean, a good western. I enjoy. I can't watch anything, but I mean, if you if you've not seen Bone Tomahawk, that's a very bizarre western. That's got Kurt Russell in it. And it's more like a horror film than a western. But if you've not seen Bone Tomahawk, give it a go, man. But I like the westerns that Tarantino did. I really like Django, and I enjoyed The Hateful Eight as well. I thought that was a fun movie. Right, so this is the piece we're working with next. This is E8, I believe, E15. What we're going to do is turn around that way. And this is going to attach to the body of the guitar, and also to the piece we just did. So there's going to be an angle to this. So this isn't going to be easy, but we'll get it. I've not seen it. I don't know why. I just never got around to watching it. I was going to go. We were going to go to the movies to see it. Me and mate Ash. We go all the time, and we for whatever reason we didn't get around seeing it. And then I just never caught up to it. I never saw it on streaming or anything like that, or just didn't. So maybe I should. I think he got some. Doesn't or have I? Does Daniel Craig wake up with something attached to his wrist? Is that right? They are. I didn't see the remake of what's it called? The remake of Magnificent Seven. Why bother remaking the Magnificent Seven? There's nothing wrong with the Magnificent Seven. It's like at some point they'll remake The Good, Bad, and the Ugly and Fistful of Dollars. They will. Someone will do it. And it's like, why? You don't need to. There's nothing wrong with the original. Leave it alone. You don't need to remake this. You don't need to remake everything. There's no real reason. Again, I'm not against it. I'm actually not against remakes, but I don't go watch them. Very rarely will I see a remake and think, oh yeah, I fancy that. But as I said, just don't remake the classics. There's no point. It'd be like remaking Wizard of Oz. There's no point in remaking that one. There's nothing wrong with the original. It still stands up. Back to the Future. There'd be no point in remaking it. There's nothing wrong with the original. That's how I looking like a guitar. That's looking lovely. That's looking really nice. Phil, answer me this. There's an Australian film I absolutely love, and I haven't seen it in about 20 years, and I'm curious if you've seen it. It's called Fortress. It's an Australian movie. And it's about a school in the outback, a very small one, that's got maybe 14 kids in it, and three guys that have just robbed a bank abduct the pupils and their teacher from the school to use as hostages because they're trying to get away from the police. And they're wearing masks of Santa Claus, a mouse, and I want to say a cat. And the kids fight back against them. Do you know what I'm talking about? Because I bloody love that film. And I haven't seen it in years. And I've been trying to get a copy of it somewhere and couldn't, and it's pissed me off. But Fortress is called, not the Christopher Lambert one. This is a completely different Fortress. Oh, this is going to be a nightmare, right? We're going to string the guitar now. This don't look easy. Right, drop the copper wire 4, 5, and 6 down to the left. Right, bloody hell. Straighten the winding wire. Notice the different directions where wires drop down. Got extra length assembled from the bottom to the top. Oh, this is going to be fun. Right. Okay. Well, look. It is what it is. We're gonna insert these. We're gonna have our last chat before we do our final push here, because this is going to be a bit of a bugger. So let's have a bit of a break and a bit of a chat, because this wiring's going to be a bit of a sod, I think. There we go. Yeah, this wiring looks like it's going to be a bit of a nightmare, but it is what it is. The only remake I like was it. I really like that as well, and I'd go as far as to say that it wasn't a remake. I think if someone's took a shot at adapting a book and it didn't quite land, and someone else takes a shot at it, I don't think it's necessarily a remake. I think when you remake a film that was just a film, I think that's when it's an out-and-out remake. But it, I think was more faithful, definitely, to the book. I think I've heard of it, but I haven't seen it. I'll look it up. Phil, it's brilliant. It's got, what the bloody hell's his name, right? He was in everything. So he's in Mad Max 2, and he was in Weird Science as well. I want to say his name is Vern something, but he was kind of like the go-to Australian bad guy in movies for the longest time. He's in it. He plays Santa Claus. It's mad, right? They take this class hostage. They drive them to the outback, but they overhear them saying that they're going to kill him anyway. So they fight back and they build like a fortress. It's almost like a den, and they put traps in it and try and lure these in. And it's so good. But Fortress is called, it's an Australian movie. So good. I really like Australian movies as well. So this is the thing. When I do the Interceptor, when I do the talks at the end of the builds that I do with Titanic and all the other ones, it's going to be Australian movies, because there's only so. I mean, there's 4 Mad Max movies. We can talk about 5. You can't compare it to, and a video game. which means I need a lot more to flesh that out with. So I'm definitely Vernon Wells. There you go, Vernon Wells. And it came out in 1985. It's so good. If you've never seen Fortress, I promise you, it's so good. And it's got a really good ending. But it's fantastic. And it's one of those films. I'm amazed no one's remade that, because there's nothing wrong with it, but it didn't have the budget that it needed. And I'm sure with today's kind of money, and you could probably really polish it up. I bet it's aged really badly, but it was a classic, man, and it had an impact on me. But as I said, if I do The Interceptor, I'm doing a lot about Australian movies, because there are a lot of Australian movies that made their way over here that didn't necessarily make their way to America. Because I believe Mad Max was never released in America. Well, it hadn't been released in America before they released Mad Max 2. So when Mad Max 2 sort of blew up and was doing really big box office, they wanted to release it in the cinemas, which is why they tacked on the bit at the beginning, showing what happened to Max in Mad Max 1. And they released Mad Max 2 as The Road Warrior. That's what it was called in America. Mad Max The Road Warrior, as opposed to Mad Max 2. And it's why Mad Max 3 wasn't called Mad Max 3, it was called Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome. Because America was, oh, there's a whole film missing here. Then eventually they released it. Yes, I've seen The Castle. I love Australian movies. I've seen loads, man. I've seen some really good ones, and there was a boom of those as well, particularly in the 80s. There's been some great ones. A fantastic Australian movie. Again, it's not for everybody's stomachs because it is quite gruesome. Is The Loved Ones. If you get a chance to see a movie called The Loved Ones, it's fantastic. It's really good. It's got the kid Xavier something. He was in Twilight in it, and it's about a kind of a nightmare prom evening. But there's so much more to it than that. But it's spectacular. It's really good. The Loved Ones. If you haven't seen The Loved Ones, check out The Loved Ones. It is bloody. It's horrendous, but it's great. It's really good. But we're going to talk about all about those. So on the if we do the Interceptor, if they release the Interceptor, I'm doing the Interceptor if they release it. That's what the talks will be. So at the end of it, we will talk about Australian movies and culture, because there's great Australian shows as well that never really saw the light of day over here. The only Australian shows we ever really see in the UK are soap operas and Married at First Sight. That's about it. That's what we get from Australia. The occasional series of Big Brother. Yeah, it's what it is. Even from Atlanta, Georgia, good evening to you, Kenny. Thank you for stopping by. We're nearly done with the guitar. It's looking lovely. We're about to string it. So we're having a break before we start stringing the guitar, because it's pretty much done at that point. And the stringing of this looks extreme, man. It looks extreme. I'm going to pull one of these things off and have a look what it looks like. Yeah, I can see. So we're literally going to string it and tighten the strings as we go, and then trim off any excess. It'll be interesting. But yeah, we'll see how we go. But this is our last kind of chat before we got Chopper. There you go. Yeah, Chopper's a good Australian film. Back to the Future 4, I just don't think should ever happen. It doesn't need to. We ended beautifully with 3 movies, didn't we? And it's I don't think we need to. We don't need a we don't need another one. Chopper I really liked, but the one thing I will say is having seen, I mean, I've read his book and I've seen plenty of interviews with him. The impression that Eric Bana does of Brandon Reed, who was Chopper, is not really fair. He wasn't really like that. It kind of makes him look a bit clownish. And even though he did say some funny things, he did say some really funny things, not intentionally. My fascination with Chopper was it was kind of like, it was like a lion, you know. It's fascinating to look at, but I certainly don't want one in my house, you know. The Rokr Owl. The Rokr Owl's really nice. I've never built that one. Is that the clock, or is that the desk tidy? Because the desk tidy is lovely. I've seen some really nice paint jobs done on it. Thank you, Kenneth. That's very kind of you to say. I've heard good things about the Back to the Future musical. Ken, I have. I'd like to see it. I'm hoping we get a chance to at some point. I mean, it's difficult with a wife and 2 kids. I mean, it's 400 quid for me to go and watch that. You know what I mean? So it's a tough one. So we have to be very selective of things like that. But yeah, it's like as an example. So for me to take the kid to see WWE in April is costing me, just for me and him, it's just me and Jack going, it's costing me over 350 quid for two of us going to see a night of wrestling. It's a lot of money. It's a hell of a lot of money. We're not even sitting front row. It's not like, we've got the best seats in the house or anything. We've got decent seats, but certainly not, it's a lot of money. And I think that's kind of wrong these days, that they're sort of pricing people out of some of these experiences, particularly kids. I mean, the good thing is my son is doing drama GCSE, and there is I'm sure you know about this, Ken. There is a thing set up now so they can take kids to the theatre. And it's they're taking them to see the Woman in Black, I think it is. So they get to go and see that one, so they're looking forward to that. But it's nice they've set that up so kids can go to the theatre, because it should be accessible to all. The theatre shouldn't just be something for the mega rich. It should be something that's accessible to everybody. But some of those, I mean, it's a bloody hell. Do you remember when Harry Potter was showed, the Cursed Child was shown in 2 parts, and it was like, I think it was about 200 quid just to see it, which is insane. You have to watch 2 plays. It was 200 quid to go and watch it. That's too much. Is what that is. That's just ridiculous. So yeah, let's not do that. Let's not do that. I'm finding out Jimmy or yeah, I'd like to see it on the stage. Razorback, that's about the pig, isn't it? The film, this is really weird because it depends how you say it. It's a film I liked, but at the same time absolutely hated. But I admired the kind of film. Is Wolf Creek. Wolf Creek is horrible because it's too real, man. It's too close to the bone. But I'm glad I've seen it. But would I ever want to watch it again? No. But it was, Christ, that was bloody strong, really strong. I went to the cinema to watch that, and I was like, that's just disturbing. Not scary, disturbing. I mean, like, actually, it just feels wrong, that movie. You go back even further as well. I mean, the Australian movie, Picnic at Hanging Rock, like the class that disappeared. Another good one. Yeah, I think it's important. I mean, we're lucky enough that I've got a few theatres by me that are affordable, that have a lot of touring shows and whatnot, so I can take the kids to see shows, which is nice. But I mean, you see it where it's kind of, when he was in The Lion King, the cast of The Lion King sent his school a message, a sort of a good luck message, which was nice. But I'm like, well, give them a discount on some tickets. That would be nice, you know what I mean? So they could see the big performance. That would be, But it's yeah, it is what it is. I think it's important for kids. If you want the arts to continue, I think it's important to support kids definitely in it, and give them the opportunity to see these shows. Because you are just pricing people out these things. It's crazy. I mean, like I said, to take a family of 4 to see Lion King or Beauty and the Beast or Frozen, you're looking at very little change out of 500 quid for one show. That's a lot of money for 2 hours. It's a lot of money. But yeah, it's wrong. And John Waters is completely right, completely right, and that's what it does. I mean, this is the thing. It's Wolf Creek is a fantastic film, but I never want to see it again. I've watched it once. I wouldn't want to sit through it again. But that's not because it's a bad film. It's because it's so good at what it does that I don't want to sit through that experience again. I've once was plenty, thank you, and I'm done. And Late Night with the Devil is the same. I've seen it now. I never need to see it again. There are certain films I can watch over and over. That's not one of them. It's it did exactly what it needed to do. Yeah, I agree with you, Heather. I was going to take the kid to one there. They do them at Cineworld as well, to show a lot of theatre shows, which I think is good. because it gives them a chance to see. I mean, it's like we watched Hamilton on Disney Plus because there's no way I could afford to take them to see Hamilton. It's not that I can't afford it; I don't want to afford it. It's too much bloody money. It's too much to see one show is too much. So yeah, it's criminal, really. Yeah, it's not good. I'm looking at how we're going to wire this guitar. It doesn't look. I'm cursing myself again saying this. It doesn't look too bad. So I think we might be okay. I hope we are. It looks. What we're going to do is we're going to thread the wire through F3s. Insert F3 tightly, and then straighten the wire, and then straighten the winding wire. So what we're going to do is we're going to wrap the wire around and pull it taut to the guitar. Then insert the F3 here, and then we're going to trim the excess. So we're going to get wire 1, and then we're going to switch over. We're going to start. So we're going to push on. We're going to finish this, and then at the end we'll have a bit of a chat and a bit of a catch up. There we go. Right. Oh, let's just do it. Let's stop being a wuss about it and let's get it done. Right. So we're going to take an F3. And we're going to thread the wire through the F3 like so. I'm going to pull it. I'm going to get it as taut as possible and put this in. So I don't want tons hanging over. So that's going all the way up there. Right. Before I do that, we need a couple of other pieces. We need B7, which is the fretboard. That one off. It's that one there. And then we need the little circular pieces, which is E7, means 6 of them. So where are you? There you are. I can see you. See circular pieces on this board here. Let's just start with 1. See how we get on. All right. You can push this straight through here to begin with. It's going to go through there. I'm going to put this one through here. I'm going to go into this fretboard, which is going to go there. So it's going to go through the fretboard and hold that in place. So once we've done that, we're going to pull this wire nice and tight. We're going to start to wrap it around this board. Is it tight? It's tight. Yeah, I'm happy with that. All right, I'm going to trim those off at the end. So I'm going to trim off. Yeah, I'm going to do all of these and trim off at the end. So that's the first one done. Street Hawk? No, God, no. I've not seen that in years. God, Bell, mate. Really, really enjoyed the chat. Days about to start. How much good was coming for a barbecue? Nice one, Phil. Thanks for stopping by, mate. Have a great day. Have a lovely Easter. Right, so there's that one. Another one of these fretboards. So the first wire wasn't so bad, right? That was doable. So that's sort of giving me a bit more confidence that this wiring might not be as terrible as initially anticipated. We now need wire number 2. This is the hard part. I've still got my bloody wires crossed here. Right, okay. Let's get this one threaded through there. Right. Yep. One more of these. Okay. That one through there. Nice and tight. Yeah, that's what's going to stop us. Through the fretboard. Pull that one nice and taut. And we're going to wrap this one round. Pull that one off to the side. There we go. Okay, so first two wires done. It's not terrible, it's just a bit fiddly. Right, it's 2 of 6 done. Okay, let's get the rest done. Let's get these over with. Right, 2, this is number 3 going on now. We're nearly done, people, we're nearly done. Thread that one through. On through there. There we go. That's wire number 3. Hey, they're looking all right with those strings. That one, I'm not happy with that first string. Keeps slipping off the bloody edge. Not anymore, you ain't. Right, that's that one sorted. We're getting there. We are getting there, right? So number 4. Fretboard. Then one of the rivets. Right. Okay, so that's that one pulled through. Number 4. Nice and tight. Spin this one around. It's 4. Now we need 5 and 6, and we are done with the strings, and I'm happy about that because we're practically over at that point. It's a lot of easier piece to fits there. All right, another fretboard. Okay, we'll put the fifth one through here. One through, pull that one nice and taut. There and through. Fifth one. Strings look really nice. I've got to mute you a second whilst I shout at the kids. Sorry about that. I had to turn the big voice on for just a second there. As I said, whilst the cats were the nice will well and truly play, and as expected, their play fight turned into a fight. Bloody boys. Always the same. Right, one more to go. We've got string 6. The strings are really nice, actually. I mean, for something such small scale, the strings actually came out surprisingly lovely. Right, another one of these. So we are going to trim off the excess of the strings as well, because it looks mad at the moment. So final string here through the fretboard. So, massive, Mark, bloody huge. I'll send you a thing. I'll send you an image. You can see what I mean. The what's it called build, the Flying Dutchman build of Keep It Fun is on my channel. It's from ages ago, maybe 2 years ago, but it is on there. But I'll send you some images of it. It's really nice. It lights up green, and it's got little cannons and whatnot. It's a nice, fun build. I mean, it took me an afternoon, and it was really nice. But it's surprisingly detailed for what's essentially foam board. It's surprisingly detailed. So that's what our string's done. That's looking lovely. That's looking really nice. Now I think we're just doing a bit of kind of securing up the guitar and a few other little bits of decoration. Then we're going to put on the stand, and then we are done. So let's turn this one over. We're going to flip this guitar over here, and we're going to put in some pieces to hold those in place. We're using 6 E12s. So let's find the E12s. I'm using 6 of those. Where are you, E12? Your time has come. There we go. All right. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of those. So 8 those come. And now we're going to pop those onto the back of the fretboards to hold them in place. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. How do you tune it? It doesn't matter. I'm not going to play it. I'm just a poser. So it doesn't matter how I tune it. I'm just one of those guys that. Do you know? I know somebody who did that. I know someone who bought Steinway. They bought a baby grand piano. They cost thousands and thousands and thousands. Beautiful, absolutely beautiful. They can't play a frigging note. It's an ornament. It lives in their house, and they've never played a single note on it. That criminal. But there's a very gifted musician out there that would love a Steinway. They can't afford one, and someone's bought one to have what's essentially a paperweight. Yeah, those are some of the people I know. Right, so now we need F4 and E6. So we are coming to the end of this one. We are practically done with the guitar in the next 2 stages. So F4 and E6. We are so E6. Where is you? E6, E6, E6. Sure, we're using E6. There they are. All right, so those are E6s. How many of those do we need? 6 E6s and 1 F4. Okay, I can see F4. Whoop. Just took a dive off the desk there. Right, let's get you back on time. Right. So we go 4 right away. There is a lot of spare parts for this, like a hell of a lot. I'm looking at it noticing we haven't got that much to do. A guitar for borrowers, yeah, absolutely. It's you never know though. We might build something that guitar fits on perfectly. You know, at some point we might be. Do you know what? I reckon it would fit Iron Man. I reckon. So you might tune into my channel and all of a sudden, go, is Iron Man holding a guitar? I'm like, yes, he is. That might be where this one goes. I think it might fit Iron Man perfectly. Oh, it might be a little too small. I'm looking at the thing now. Might be a little too small. Right, so where's this going? This F4 is going into the neck of the guitar there. So, yeah, we're going to put this piece here. This is the F4. That's going to go into the neck here. In there. There. Like so. And then we're going to put these E6s in along here. So we need 6 of these. One. Let's pop them all out. One. Yeah, they've given us 12 of these. You don't need 6. That's how many spares they've given us. Like, you've literally got a whole nother deck of these that you could use instead. 5, 6. There's 6 of those punched out. Let's get these put in. One. Two. Am I putting these on the right bloody side? Please tell me I am. Yes, good. This is how you tune it. Ah, there you go. There's the tuning keys. 3. 4. 5. And finally, number 6. There we go. See what's that went in like that. That's now looking nice, man. Look at that. That's looking lovely. Impressed. Right, so we're flipping this one back over. Bloody, it's a pain in the ass being attached to the amp, but it is what it is. Right, so that one's flipped over. Da 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 da. Right, so now we need F7, F8, and F16. Right, so let's get those pieces. Okay, so F7, there's F8 there. So that's F8. Put that one down there. F7. Drop one there. F16. Where's that? E16. Oh, that's why I can't find F16. E16 is the whammy bar. God, whammy bar. There's so many spare bits. There's almost enough spare bits to put another bloody guitar here. In fact, I'm pretty sure you could. I'm pretty sure you could put another guitar. Right. It is looking very Hank. It is looking very, very Hank indeed. Right, so we are going for F1. So F7 goes into F8. So this one is going into this one. So which way around? Yep, that way. we go. So that's how that one's going to look. And now this is going to plug into the whammy bar, is now going to plug into the hole on the end of this one, into there. The only reason I know what the whammy bar does is because I used to play Guitar Hero quite a lot. And honestly, you open me on Guitar Hero, I was awesome. I could jam anything. And I think it lulled a lot of people into thinking they could play the guitar. A bit like Tony Hawk Pro Skater. We all played that and then thought we could skateboard. And then the first time you on a skateboard and damn near dislocate your hip, you realise that you can't, in fact, skateboard. It's like, oh, it's a lot harder than it looks. I can't just jump off a building and land on something. So yeah, there's a guitar. We're looking nice. Right. We are now going to put the stand together. So bringing over our stage, we put ages ago. We are going to put our stand onto the stage. So the stand clips into there and there. I think. Am I looking at this right? No, I'm looking at it wrong. Okay, so that's what I stand for. God, why is that just bloody falling apart? There we go. So that goes on there. The next thing I'm going to do is take that little nameplate, which seems almost pointless because it just says electric guitar. And it's like, well, yeah, I know what it is, I can see. But that goes there. So that one's that one. Now, literally, we're going to plug in our amp into the bottom. So the amp is going to fit into that slot there and that slot there, I think. Is that the way around this goes? Yeah, it is. Yeah. You're going to fit. It's refusing to go, but it's going to bloody well go. There we go. And then this one's going to do the same. There we go. Stand's falling apart again. Bloody thing. I am going to curl the wire. I don't want to curl it too much. I don't want to look bloody phone wire, you know? Okay. So what I'm going to do is curl the wire. And so I'm literally going to rotate the guitar to do it. So then I'm hoping that I can have the wire slacking down there. And there we have it. That is our guitar complete. Happy with that. Right, I'm going to trim these wires off because it's not quite done yet. So let's trim these off and then we really are done. There we go. So trim those wires off. Let's take a look at her. There we go. So we have our guitar. Looking lovely. I'm happy with that. I'm really happy with that. Don't know what's going on this bloody camera. I can't direct the camera properly. There we go. Happy, happy, happy. We're done. That's it. We're done. I hope you're all finished as well. I hope you've all completed your guitars. Let's have a chat. There you go. We're done. We've built our guitar. It's complete. We are finished. Easter build is done, and very nice it is too. I'm happy with that. Look at this. Hey, there we go. I hope yours is done. I hope yours look good. I didn't quite finish, but almost. Well, we're still here for a little bit longer, Sheldon. We're nearly there. How far behind are you, mate? Those wires are a bit of a bugger, but I like it. I think this looks great. I think this looks really nice. What's the build time on that one? 3.5 hours. Well, not really. I'd say that's probably a 2-hour build and an hour and a half to stop rabbiting on. I think we'd agree with that. But you know, it's my prerogative to rabbit, people. That's what I'm here for. That's why I don't get paid the big bucks. I thought it was nice. I really enjoyed that one. That was a fun little build. I mean, for 15 quid, I think it's I think that's what I paid for mine, about £15. I think that's it's a lovely thing. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm accidentally deleting comments. I don't mean to. Thanks, Alan. Thanks for stopping by, man. I wish yours had arrived, man. I wish you could have built with us. That would have been good. I don't know what I'm doing. If these appear on the screen now, these comments, I'm sure they are. Just starting the wires, but I did take a few smoke breaks. Yeah, absolutely, Shard. I mean, it's the way it is. You always rewind back anyway. I rabbited quite a lot so people could catch up. Do you know what we'll do? The next Rokr build we'll do, and we will do another live. If you enjoyed this, we'll do another live. We can go a bit bigger. If people want to go a little bit bigger and they want to have something that moves, we can do a fairground build. I'll try and find one. We can do a fairground mode if you want. Now, they are a little bit more advanced than this, but there's none of the fiddly stuff. So the mad fiddly stuff with this one, like the little buttons and things like that, it's not like that. The wiring is pretty simple. Thank you, Ken. Thank you for stopping by, man. Thank you for choosing to spend your Saturday night with us. It's appreciated, it really is. And again, thank you to everybody that supports the channel. Really, thank you so much. It's always so humbling when we get your emails, your messages, and just your support, man. It really is. It's really nice, and we do appreciate all of you. We really do. It's great. I love hearing from all of you. It's been so nice getting to know you all. And if you enjoy this, I mean, lives aren't really my thing. And again, the reason why is because of the nature of what I do. I can't always guarantee I'm going to be here. So I don't want to commit to something then at the last minute go, oh, I can't make it. So it's got to be a time when I know I'm available. So I think we may be able to do another one in May. I'm going to figure out what it is, be it a brick build or another Rokr build, or if you want to do something completely different, we could do something completely different. If you want to do one of those cubic fun models, we could get one of those. We can do something, but ideally something that we can do in one hit. But if my schedule changes and I can guarantee I'll be free on like consecutive weeks, we could maybe do a larger build together where we could get a larger model and we could do it over maybe 4 weeks. So we could do it, like 4 Sundays in a row or something like that. We could just do a quarter of it at a time, and at the end of it, we've all got one together. So that's something we could do. Thanks, Ken. Thank you. Thank you, Wickerman, as well. Thank you so much. Thank you, that's really kind of you. Thank you. I'm glad you enjoyed it. I really do. Thank you. I enjoyed that. I think that is a lovely build. I think that's it's another one for my office at work. I think it's a pretty one. So it's it's a good one. And I mean, we can do another Rokr. It doesn't have to be Rokr. We could do anything. We could do another wooden model. We could do whatever it is. What I'll do is I'll have a look around, and I'll try and find something that I think would be kind of perfect for us all to do together. And I try and keep it down. I want to keep the cost under 15 quid. Basically, what I want to be. I want to make this as accessible to people as possible. So I don't really want to go and do a huge one unless we are going to spread it over a few weeks. And then we'll see how we go. So we could do one of the larger, more mechanical models and spread that over a few weeks. Something similar to, say, the Stagecoach. So the Stagecoach didn't take me that much longer than this one took me, to be honest with you, but I wasn't stopping and chatting like I am now. But it is complicated. Compared to the guitar, the Stagecoach is quite complicated because it's got working parts and whatnot. Thanks, Sheldon. That's really kind of you to say. I'm glad you enjoyed it. I'm glad you could, and thank you for coming and showing and supporting us. It's always nice to see everybody here. It really is. Yeah, that's what we can do. So I'll put some options together. We'll throw them out there. I'll let you know what we're looking at on the catch up. So I'll have a look around, see what we can find, see what would be a good kind of one night build, but then also look at one. So we could do both. We could do a one night build, but then I could also do one over a few weeks. So you can choose what you want to do. You might want to do both. You might want to do one or the other. I think, I kind of fancy a bit of a longer project, and that's what we can do. Because essentially, it's what we're doing with the Partworks. We're building the Partworks together. I'm just not doing it live, but we can definitely do it, because lives again is something I like being able to interact with you like this. As lovely as it is that we can talk over email and through the comments, to speak to you as they're coming in, I think is nice. Mad Dad Hobbits, thank you very much. Thank you for stopping by. It's really appreciated, and thank you for choosing to spend your evening with us. But yeah, I like doing these lives. I do, because some of the stuff I've done, and again, the only thing that stopped me is time constraints. Is I need to know I'm going to be free, because it gives me anxiety thinking about that a bunch of people go out and purchase a model and be waiting for me to turn. They go, "Oh, work's just called. Sorry, ain't happening." I don't want to do that to you. So it needs to be a time where I can guarantee I'm going to be available, and that's what I want to do. Anyway, thank you for stopping by. I hope you have an absolutely lovely Easter. I really do. Thank you so much for coming by and supporting the channel tonight. I hope you all enjoy building your guitars. And if you weren't building even vicarious fields, I really enjoyed watching. I'll be back really soon, because I've filmed a ton this week. I just haven't uploaded them to the channel. So recorded videos will be up probably tonight, and some tomorrow as well. If you would like to contact us, you can contact us at buildwiththeboys@outlook.com. Thank you to everybody. Thank you, Larry. Thank you. It was really kind of you to stop by. Aloha. Heather, thank you. Thank you for stopping by as well. Ken, Nigel, Penny, everybody that stopped in tonight, thank you so much for stopping by. It really does mean a lot to me. In a world where you can be anything at all, just be nice. I'm going to say good night. I'm going to love you and leave you. Thank you, and enjoy your Easter. I'll see you soon.